Live from the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut, NCAA Division II hockey as this afternoon on the Post University Sports Network, which includes the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Your Post University Eagles open the 2025-2026 men's hockey season with an in-state battle against the brand new varsity team from Western Connecticut State University. They are the Wolves. A pleasant, exciting good afternoon to everyone across the Post University Sports Network and throughout our multiple networks and platforms. I'm Jeff Nelson, your voice for Eagles men's hockey. The coach, Pete Whitney, back for his fourth season by my side, maybe regretting it a little bit, will join us in just a moment. For the Eagles, they come into this season with tremendous optimism, excitement, and after a season where they won a program-tying record 11 games, are returning every non-graduating point scorer on the roster. The 11 wins, as I mentioned, tied a program record. The 9 NE10 conference wins was an all-time program record. The 7-7 home record, also the best home record in program history. The Eagles did graduate some players, but brought in 6 new freshmen and 1 sophomore. As for the returnee, sophomore defenseman Aiden Kane, the reigning defending NE10 Rookie of the Year and a member of the All-NE10 second team, led the team with scoring in 18 points, 16 assists, and a +10. NE10 All-Rookie teammate Scotty Swain also returns for his sophomore season, third on the team in goals with 5. And the senior duo who transferred into the program last season of Baxter Kimball, leading scorer with 8, and the NE10 leader in power play goals with 5, and senior Joe Santoro, 6 goals, and an NE10 leading program record 71 penalty minutes, all return on the offense. Coach, they brought back everybody who scored a point. Not a lot of turnover for the first time in a couple of years. Looks like they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see, because one of the struggles last year was the ability to put up goals, score goals. So it'll be interesting to see if we fine-tune that in any way, if we change our systems, if we take a different approach, what that actually looks like. Because they're playing a team, brand new team, that, again, it's only their first game, so you never really know until you get somebody to work, but they're able to put up 4 goals against a very good team in Albertus Magnus. So Post is going to have to obviously rely on the great goaltending that they get from their netminders, in particular Ben Canine, and then see if they can't get over that more than 2 goals a game average scored for.
Speaking of Ben, the senior returns after an excellent season between the pipes and after being robbed of a spot on any all-conference team. He was 10-8 with a 2.28 goals against average, and he led the NE10 in save percentage at .938 and saves per game at 34.72. Coach, Ben a little fired up, didn't get into any all-conference team, probably should have, first or second, could easily have been player of the year in the NE10 with his record and save percentage, but he's back for his senior year. Yeah,
and there's no question that I don't think Ben's the kind of guy who thinks, well, I have something to prove. Ben proved whatever he had to prove. He's here to play as well as he can to help his team win as many games as they can.
He has an opportunity to crawl up the post-university record all-time records this season. With 5 wins, he'll pass Brandon Brown for the all-time program record for wins in a season. He currently leads the program all-time in save percentage at .915. The Eagles finished 5th in the NE10 last season, Coach, but they were 1 point out of 4th place, and going into that last weekend, if you remember, they were 3rd place. So just cleaning up a few things. Again, 11-16 was the record last season, but needs a few more goals. But overall, the team really did play well and was had opportunities to be 3rd, 4th. There was a time last 2 weeks it could have been 2nd in the NE10.
Yeah, and for sure that's something that they have to work on. In particular, like you said, retaliation, staying out of the box in general. And just most recent history, last night, WestConn had 2 power play goals. Half their goals are power play goals. So they look to be a team that they're very well coached, experienced coach, Division I level, played pro. So it's going to be in Post favor if they can stay out of the box, let the other team go in the box. Again, bring your opponent to that edge, watch them go over the edge, while you just smile and go on the power play.
Speaking of WestConn, they've made the 30-mile trek southeast from Danbury this afternoon for their first ever road game, and this is their first season as a varsity program. They had a 5-4 overtime loss, as you mentioned, Coach, last night to Albertus Magnus, a future Eagle opponent. We've seen them, I think, every year. First-year head coach Doug Friedman has a full roster of freshmen, a couple of sophomores, and as they start this program at D3 level, freshman Scott McNulty, who scored the first 2 goals in program history, a power play goal to open the scoring, and then the second goal in program history. Both teams traded goals last night. Eventually, the Wolves were behind 4-3. They scored a late goal with 32.7 seconds left from sophomore Phil Parker to send the game into overtime, but Eagle killer Zane Kinderchuk from Albertus Magnus scored 52 seconds into that overtime to send Magnus to a 5-4 win over the Wolves in the program opener. Coach, you obviously know about building programs, having built the Eagle program. What's the key sort of takeaway in year one? Game 2, you're sort of just playing, hey, we're a new program, we got nothing to lose, nothing to prove. But as the days go on, what's the challenge that they're going to face over at WestConn?
Well, it becomes a teaching moment. And I'm sure that Coach Friedman has talked to his team already about, the key to being successful as a college hockey team is you want to do well in your first game, but how do you come out for the second game of the season? The season in this case, but second game of your series, if you will, right? Because if you're going to be 500 for the rest of your life if you can only go win the first game and you don't have the juice, you don't have the energy, you don't have the ambition to win that second game. So it's a lot. Honestly, Jeff, it's a lot of fun to have the ability to teach all these things right along. And once they learn and you teach, now it becomes your job to reinforce that and keep that going. So that'll be fun to see if they can do. I notice they have some changes here. I don't know if he was injured or not, but I know it's a Parker who scored the tying goal last night, is not in the lineup tonight.
Also, it just might be giving guys an opportunity.
Well, it's a non-league game for them, so for sure it's a chance to do that. And that's the other piece of this, right? You're early on. Let's give everybody a chance, everybody a taste, see what they look like.
All right. Starting lineups brought to you by Post University, who wants you to ask yourself for affordable programs that are designed to help you achieve your goals. No matter where you are in your academic journey, Post offers online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information, all of Post degree programs, visit campus, take a tour, or to apply, because it is the application season, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from WestConn, in goal, Malte Hedlund from Sketelfa, Sweden, and I practiced that about 20 times. He's 5'10", 180, and he's a freshman making his first career varsity appearance. His defensive combination is Tony Moran. He is 5'9", 165 out of Boca Raton, Florida, and Martin Brousseau, 6', 170 out of Madison, Wisconsin. His forward combination on left wing, Ryan Tehan, 5'7", 155 out of Easton, Massachusetts. He's a freshman. Sophomore center is Tyler Blassingame, 6'2", 195 out of Allen, Texas. And on right wing, Blake Andrioni, 6'2", 210 freshman out of Plantation, Florida. Head coach in year number 1, Doug Friedman, 0-1 career as coach at WestConn. His assistant coaches are Danny Condon and Matt Grogan. For your Eagles, they return, as we mentioned, somebody who should have been all-conference but was not, Ben Cunine, 10-8, 2.27 goals against average, and a .938 save percentage. He's a senior from Pembroke Pine, Florida, making his first start in opening the season as the Eagle goaltender. His defensive combination is Aiden Kennedy, 6'1", 190 out of Schaumburg, Illinois, and Michael Montague, sophomore, 6'1", 188 out of Saratoga Springs, New York. The forwards at left wing, Baxter Kimball, senior, 5'10", 177 out of Elliott, Maine, team's leading goal scorer with 8. Connor Murray, senior out of Bedford, New Hampshire, 5'10", 165, one of the assistant captains. And TJ Haas, one of the new sophomore, actually, of the 7 new players. He's the new sophomore, 5'10", 170 out of Heartland, Wisconsin. The head coach in year number 4, Tim Richter, 20, 63, and 3 overall. Assistant coaches, Andy DeAngelis. Only one assistant coach this year, Andy DeAngelis. That's your starting lineup for this exciting game here this afternoon, and we will now pause for the playing of our national anthem here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Good crowd forming here for a Saturday afternoon. Our national anthem here on a Saturday afternoon in somewhat chilly Shelton, Connecticut, as the weather is taking a turn towards November, as it is the first day of November. Hopefully your children are not all candied up. Mine are probably at home, but if they are, hopefully you can get them to sit down and watch and listen to this game wherever you are across our networks.
Yeah, maybe throw them a fireball or two to get them going.
My kid didn't know what a gobstopper was, so that tells you sort of all you need to know, right?
Yeah. True story.
Eagles surround Ben Cunine as we're about to get underway here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles wearing their home whites, brand new white jerseys, kind of sharp actually, going right to left as you look at your screen and dial from our new broadcast location, affectionately known as the Coach Pete Whitney Broadcast Center. Mine's upstairs, his is downstairs. WestConn in the road blacks with the orange letters and the orange numbers. So wherever you are across the Post University Sports Network, the CACC Network, and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. It's hockey time in Connecticut as we get ready for this game this afternoon. Puck drop is down, and WestConn will take control to start the game. Puck fed ahead into the Eagle zone where it's played by Montague, who chips it out the center, and Kimball trying to get it into the WestConn zone, does momentarily before it's swept back out to Montague. Montague and Kennedy, the defensive combination here. Puck sent up just past the stick of the WestConn defender and then wrapped around by TJ Haas to the far side. Again, if you're used to watching us at home, you usually go in the other direction. Now we're going the opposite side. Shot stopped by Ben right on, as WestConn came in quickly with a little wrist shot from Blassingame up on the left wing. So again, our camera and our broadcast center was across the way last year. We switched sides, so Eagles will be shooting twice to our left versus to our right at home this season.
We are getting up in the world.
Slowly but surely. The infamous broadcast center finally available. Face off to Ben's right, makes his first save of the game. 39 seconds. It looks like also a penalty, Coach, on Connor Murray. 2 minutes for interference at 39 seconds. So the Eagles go right to being shorthanded early on. WestConn did score a couple of power play goals yesterday and then whipped up by Rieger, but kept in nicely. And outside, no, they say it's in the zone. Looked like that might have been out. Kept in for a moment, then chopped out by Brousseau. Moran goes back behind his net. He's with Brousseau on defense. Forwards are Jabusek, brought in over the line was Brousseau. Brousseau goes back to the point to Jabusek. Rips it back. Right here in front of us on the half wall. Nice play by Rieger to steal it from his opposing number, Brousseau, and send it back out the center. In the neutral zone, Jabusek has Curry with him. Brings it in over the line. Gives to Curry on right wing. Goes back to the point to Brousseau. Defenseman changed behind the play. Tehan came on. Excuse me, that was Lorzl who came on. And back the other way comes Gonzalez. Gonzalez goes back to the point. Takes a return feed. They play catch. Brings it over here for Rose. Rose in the middle for a shot taken by Lorzl. Blocked at the defense. Lorzl on left point. Brings it over here for Rose. Rose takes a shot deflected over the net of Cunine. Rieger trying to get to it first. Does get it. Gets it back to the point, but not out. Kept in by Lorzl. Lorzl tries to send it down into the corner. Goes off a leg. Picked up behind the net by Gonzalez, who gives it back to Rose. And then Rose had it taken away by the Eagles. Here comes McQuegan. McQuegan up on left wing over the line. Checked with 25 seconds remaining on the power play by WestConn, their first of the game. And the Eagles' first penalty kill attempt of the season. Puck chipped in down to Tanner Glassrud, the newest captain of the Eagles, taking the place of Trey Delory. All of 6-7 of them. Does a good job pinning two men, and then the puck gets taken away and shot out the center, but out of play with 5 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. 2:35 gone in the first, no score. Eagles do a good job early on in the penalty kill, Coach.
Yeah, so far they've done a really good job of stacking in the house and taking away that particular play that WestConn wants to make. So they'll need to make some adjustments if they want to be successful or continue to try to thread that needle, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Alexander Hamilton and Blaze come on. Shots taken from the point, deflected wide. Glassrud pins the man into the corner. It now swings down there to Hamilton. Hamilton tried to chip it up, but a good play by the Eagles to get it to Scotty Swain, all NE10 rookie. Swain tries to get it out, makes a spin move, tries to get out, sent into the middle. Santoro does a good job with his stick, but not out of the zone. Still kept in nicely by Alexander, who takes a shot. That was DeBurris who took a shot, had it blocked, sent behind the net. Now here comes Swain and Santoro. 2-on-2, now 2-on-3. Santoro continues in over the line into the left side corner, which is now the near side corner. Centering pass in front, long shot taken from the point, blocked as Kennedy attempted a wrist shot from about 30 feet out. Puck on the far side corner now again. As you look at your screen, we switch locations if you're used to where we were last year. Puck brought in over the line by Blaze, takes a shot toward the net. Stopped by Ben. Not sure if that'll count as a shot on goal or not. Chipped up the wall, did Swain into the Wolves zone. Played behind the net. First time touching the puck today really is Hedlund. Hedlund tried to send it up the walls. Wolves try to get it out, and they play a nice little high puck to center. A little bit too far, so racing back after it is Rieger. Rieger being pinned into the wall by Tehan. Rimmed it around nicely to Howe. Howe tries to get it out. Nice job by WestConn to keep it in. Cross-ice pass over for Tehan. A little bit too far. Picked up by Brousseau. Brousseau tried to send it to the net, had it blocked, sent into the near corner. Rimmed around to Montague. Montague tries to get it out. Hit. They're going to call a hand pass, even though Bolak got hit from behind by Moran. And the face-off deep in the Eagles zone. 4:10 gone in period one. No score. Eagles have killed off a power play. Goebel, Rose, and McNulty, who scored 2 last night, on for the Wolves. Howe on the dot for the Eagles. Loses the face-off to Goebel. Shot from the point blocked nicely and then sent out to center. Bolak did a good job to block that. Howell will chase back the WestConn D. Long pass nicely made to McNulty. McNulty had the stop of the line. That sent his team offside and gave it to Rieger. Rieger with a long pass up ahead taken by Macau. Macau leaves for Pecco. Takes a shot right on. Stopped by Hedlund. Not the hardest shot. Now a long shot from the point by Noble. Gloved by Hedlund. A better shot by the Eagles, and making his first 2 saves as a varsity player. Hedlund puts the face-off inside the WestConn zone. 15:20 to go in period one. No score.
And that's the type of play Post needs to make to be successful. Quick tempo, move the puck out of the zone, quick puck movement, force them to react to you.
Macau, Pekka, and Norling, the Eagle 3 out there now. Macau does a good job in the near side corner, giving it around to Norling. Norling goes back to Noble at the point. Noble with a little wrist shot toward the net that gets moved wide. Pekka goes behind the net, spins away on the near side. Looks to go back to the point to Rieger, instead rims it all the way down and around to Macau. Macau using his body behind the net, leaves for Norling, goes back to the point to Noble, who keeps it in, gives it back to Norling. Norling sends it back behind the net. Good job on the Eagle forecheck, keeping the puck inside the WestConn zone as they change everybody but Pekka. And WestConn still trying to get it out of their own zone, and they'll ice it for fun. And nope, they don't call an icing, even though that was sent all the way down. They must have said somebody could have played it. Glassrud turned it over inside his own zone. McNulty spins away from Glassrud. Eagles trying to get it out. James Hope, freshman out of Naperville, Illinois, 6'2", 200 on the ice now, wearing Trey Delorey's old number 27. Back to the point, Brousseau gives over. Long shot blocked by the 6'7" Glassrud, and the Eagles able to get it out of the zone. Glassrud using his stick and that 6'7" frame to go deep into the WestConn zone, chasing their defenseman. And now we'll go back on defense. Long pass up off the stick of Gonzalez, sent behind Kunin. Glassrud there, tried to chip it back behind himself, looking for Hope. Hope gets in there to help on a forecheck, and taken away by Connor Murray, one of the assistant captains. Murray, nice move to center, 3-on-2 for the Eagles. Gives to Kimball, the leading goal scorer last season with 8. Second on the team in scoring with 15. Everybody resets, some line changes here, and Curran leaves the puck for Gonzalez, who tried to bring it up the middle. That 28 and 20 are going to be hard all day to see the 8 and 0. But it's left for 20 now, and that's Jabusek. Jabusek gives it back to the point. Long shot blocked again by the Eagles, and out comes with speed Joe Santoro. Santoro 3-on-2. He's on left wing. Makes a move. Sends it toward the net. He scores! A fancy move by Santoro as he went forehand to backhand to forehand. And at 6:43, the Eagles on the board with the first goal of the season. It's Joe Santoro, coach. 1-0.
Yeah, and that, again, you see the pace, the speed, that's a difference maker. The other thing is, too, on the point there, WestConn's going to have to make an adjustment. When they get the puck on the point, they don't have any lateral movement. They don't change their orientation of attack. So those shots are going to get blocked all day long like we just saw.
Santoro carried that all the way down from his own blue line, 3-on-2, but used his speed to get around the WestConn defense. And Santoro, who had 6 goals last year, second on the team, gets his first of the year at 6:43. We'll see if there are any assists on it. He did carry that a long way. And Ben having a bit of a pad issue, so we're just holding off and seeing who had the assists on that one. But Santoro is first. And Coach Eagle expected a lot out of Santoro last year. We joke he did lead the team and break the program record for penalty minutes, but they expected a lot out of him. He did give him 6 goals, but I know the Eagles are looking for more this season.
Yeah, Joe's value is on the ice and not in the box, and I think that's a lesson that sometimes it takes time to learn that lesson, but maybe this is an example of Joe sees that. He likes that. He feeds off it, and he just plays the game that he's capable of playing. Joe Santoro can score goals. There's no question.
So Eagles are going to have to make a brief goaltending change, and Sam Edmonds comes in from Richmond Hill, Ontario. Sam last year played in one game. He was 0-1 with a .939 save percentage and a .210 goals against average. Sam from Richmond Hill, Ontario, in for Ben Cunine, who has an equipment issue. They just can't keep him there. Puck rimmed around the boards. Kennedy brings it out, feeds to Bolak, who looks up ahead for Howell. Howell gloves it down, takes a shot, stopped momentarily, then they score again! It's Kennedy who found a loose puck. The team's leading goal scorer from a year ago, and the Eagles get another one at 7:05. 2 goals in 22 seconds, and the Eagles lead 2-0.
Yeah, and if WestConn can't find a way to slow post breakout and attack down, it's going to be a long afternoon for them, because right now they can't handle the speed of what post is thrown at them.
Howell will get one of the assists for sure. We'll double check on the second assist in a moment. But the first goal, just to wrap that one up, Santoro his first from Hope. So James Hope's first point as an Eagle, as he is a freshman. That goal came at 6:43. And then Kennedy at 7:05, 22 seconds later, makes it 2-0. Now, shot from the point, gloved by Edmonds. As a nice pass to Blastingame in the slot about 25 feet out. He ripped the wrist shot, but Edmonds, who comes in cold for the equipment challenged Ben Cunine. And now the Eagles will change goaltending back, so Edmonds will get a save. That'll raise that save percentage, bring down that goals against on him.
Sure. And you like the response from WestConn, right? Like, comes right back after that, get a shot on net.
Noble in his own zone. Shot taken by Pekka, goes behind the net. Eagles rim it around. Now in front as it went off a leg, and it was stopped by Hedlund. Coach, you catch that second assist? They gave one to Howell. Did you hear the second one?
I didn't see who moved it up originally. Okay. No, I did not.
We'll get that one to you. So Howell gets one of the assists at 7:05, which we were able to see. We're not sure who gets the second one, but we'll get you that as soon as we can. Face off to the left of Hedlund. Now back to the point. Shot by Glassrud, blockered high in the air and into the netting on the near side corner.
That's a good draw. That's a good win. Good play.
As we mentioned in the open, Eagles have brought back every player who scored at least a point last season, which has been a struggle in past years to keep all those players, other than those who graduated. So Eagles come in with a veteran group, and you have a veteran goaltender like Ben Cunine also will be a big help. Hope, who got his first varsity point, had his shot blocked, sent out the center, but Captain Glassrud there to pick it up with his stick. Goes behind the net, has Hope with him. These are two big boys back there for the Eagles' defense on this defensive unit. Glassrud goes down, but manages to move the puck up the wall, but taken by WestConn at the point. It's Moran over here for Brusso. Takes a long shot, gloved by Cunine. Good job by the Eagles to give him a lane to see that puck. And a glove save and a face-off to his left 11:44 to go in period one. Eagles lead 2-0.
Yeah, that was a nice setup. And good, again, like you said, good play by the defense and push him through. WestConn's going to have to get someone in front of Ben's eyes if they're going to think they're going to score from that far out.
Murray and Curry on the draw. Curry won the draw for WestConn. Long shot from the point over the head of Ben into the far side corner. Eagles trying to get it out, spinning away with it, trying to is Kimball, but he's pinned on the wall. Montague in there. Murray comes back down. Montague rims it around the wall, looking for TJ Haas. Haas brings it up on left wing out of the zone, makes a fancy move to center. He gets stick check, but manages to move the puck to Montague over the line. Leaves it for Murray. Long shot gloved by Hedlund. So a field position change with 11:16 to go in the first period. 2-0 Eagles. And again, just as interesting to see how these new players fit in as well. Haas fitting in, Hope fitting in, Hope already with an assist on the first goal, so it didn't take him long to get on the board for the Eagles. Murray wins that face-off. On the ground is Haas, but taken by WestConn high in the air with a long pass to center that was taken away by Kennedy, who scored his first goal, the second goal of the season for the Eagles. Gonzalez tries to rip it up the wall, got blocked. Now he'll punch it out to center and bring it up on right wing. Over the line, dumps it in. Jabusik goes in, hits a player from behind. There's going to be a delayed penalty on WestConn, and it's sent right out to center as Montague is taken down behind the net, and the Eagles are going to go on their first power play as there is a cross-checking penalty against, looks like Victor Gonzalez, the freshman out of Ridgefield, Connecticut.
Yeah, that's just something that the players are going to have to learn.
Maybe not Victor Gonzalez.
With the pace and the tempo of the game, that you can get yourself in a little better body position and not complete, commit that infraction.
Yeah, those 28s and 20s are going to be a problem all day. It was number 20, Cyril Jabusik, 6'5", 195, out of Hampton Bays, New York, who gets 2 minutes for cross-checking. At 9:17. Eagles had the puck in the WestConn zone on the power play, which was dreadful last season, to be perfectly blunt. Santoro back to the point, long shot, blocker saved by Hedlund. It might have got deflected as Swain came in. Swain has changed his number also from 37 to 11 this season. Still thinking that's Tommy Bice out there.
It's not Tommy Bice, and it wasn't Jake Raleigh. Who is now playing pro in Danbury.
That's right, with Trey Delory, actually.
Yep.
Santoro on the draw. Santoro, for a lot of the season, was 1 or 2 on face-off percentage, ended up being 5th in the NE10 last season. To the right of Hedlund, Santoro lost that one to Moran, who rims it down around and high up in the air out the center. Nice play by Norling. 3-on-2 if the Eagles hurry back the other way. Here's Santoro looking across for Kimball. Takes a shot. Stopped with a nice left pad save of Hedlund. Left the rebound, but made the save. Eagles try to keep it in, and it's Swain. Swain goes around the net, has some time, comes over to the far side circle, leaves for Kimball. Down to Santoro. Back to Kimball. Kimball goes back to Swain, center point. Fakes his shot, makes the WestConn defenseman fall, gives it over to Santoro again, takes the shot, goes off the pad, and out to the far side where Kimball will have it. Kimball to Swain. Shot. Blocker down and then into the netting, out of play. Good movement with the puck by the Eagles, and obviously looking for a better power play. As we mentioned, dreadful last season, under 5%, which is really hard to do.
Yeah. And again, everything, especially today, move the puck quickly. Move it quickly, find the lane, shoot the puck. You got to do that for a full 60 minutes. You'll be in good shape.
Murray won the draw clean. Rieger with a one-timer from center point on a feed by Kennedy, stopped by Hedlund. With 46 seconds remaining on the man advantage and 9:29 to go in the first. Eagles lead 2-0 on goals by Santoro and Kennedy. Players the Eagles need to score this season. McCall takes this draw to Hedlund's right. Kennedy and Rieger, the defenseman. Murray out there with Gazzardi, one of the freshmen that Coach Tim Richter very high on, A.J. Gazzardi out of Berlin, Connecticut. He's got the puck now, being checked off by Peters. Makes a nice pass to Murray, who gives it over to Rieger. Rieger to Kennedy. Kennedy holds, waits, goes across the triangle, gets Rieger for a shot toward the net, looking for a deflection of McCowell, but Hedlund makes a nice glove save there. Malte Hedlund, 5'10", 180, out of Skellefteå, Sweden.
Yeah, and
got it right that time.
You did. And compared to last season, right, so far the power play, much more simplified than it was last year. Just move it, lane, shoot it.
You never go wrong with taking shots on the power play. I think I heard Al Arbor say that once. WestConn wins the draw, will send it all the way down the ice on a nice play by Lorzel. And here is Owen Rieger, a sophomore out of Foxborough, Massachusetts. Gives it to McCall, tried to take a return pass, it went behind him, so the Eagles will regroup back at center. Now Kennedy, quick pass to McCall again, he'll dump it in, goes off a leg, still not in the zone, and back comes WestConn as the power play will expire. Here's Alexander on the near side, right wing, he had it chopped off a stick, and now 2-on-3 go the Eagles. It's McCall and Gazzardi. Over the line, McCall as they crisscross. He spins in his own zone, waits for everybody to help out. Here's Noble with room and a shot that goes off a leg and into the netting behind Malte Hedlund. 8:26 to go in the first. 2-0 Eagles. 0 for 1 on the man advantage, but it did look significantly better. Face off to Hedlund's right between Goebel and Howell. Puck won for the Eagles, back to the point of Montague, just rims it down around the boards. McQuegan does a nice job making a check, getting the puck to Howell, centered in front for Bolak. It goes through the crease and taken by WestConn out the center. Long pass too far, Noble falls down, so no icing. Played behind his back, and there looks to be a penalty behind the play. As Rose touched the puck, so is this on WestConn or is this on the Eagles? It's going to be on Bolak, so WestConn will go to the man advantage for the second time today as Bolak 2 for high sticking at 11:51. And Coach, we talked about this at times last season. This was one of these little things too. Eagles would get a 2-0 lead, not be able to extend it, and then take penalties to allow some teams back into the game. One of those things you want to try to clean up as the season goes along.
Yeah, and behind the play, a high stick, it's tough to defend the reasoning for that one.
Brousseau back to the point. Long shot by Curran, blocked by the 6'7" Glassroot and sent all the way down the ice over Hedlund's head and bouncing behind the net. Eagles did a good job on the opening penalty kill. Here's Moran. Pass over here on right wing to Brousseau. He gets around the defense of Hope. Played into the corner, hit hard, no penalty. Break for the Eagles there. It goes up to half wall, kept in momentarily by Brousseau. 3 WestConn players right here in front of us in the new broadcast center on the half wall. Players going down, chopping at the puck, but ends up in the slot with a shot. Stopped by Ben, who had great positioning. And then they whistle behind the play for a tripping penalty, and the Eagles are going to be 5-on-3.
Yeah, just a little too clutchy, a little too grabby. Got out of position, had to use your stick.
And I think that's going to be James Hope. He'll get 2 for tripping. And the Eagles will be shorthanded 5-on-3 for 1:17. Ben made a good save, though, on the pass to the slot area.
He did. He's looked very calm, very focused, relaxed in the net so far.
Murray wins the draw, and a nice job by Rieger to get the puck all the way down to Hedlund. Big moment early in the hockey game. Eagles lead 2-0, are down 5-on-3. Pass to McNulty. Gives up to Brousseau, gives back to McNulty. Now they play umbrella time. Closing in is Moran, now center point. Gives it down to the far side. They play catch back over here. Brousseau to Curran with a shot blocker saved by Ben, who was at the top of his crease to make that save. Brousseau is down on the far side. Brousseau has it again over here for Curran. One-timer, he fanned on it, and the puck slowly rolling but not out. Moran moves to center point, holds, waits, now moves to the top of the far circle, now to the near side with a shot blocked in front by Kunin. Eagles can't get it out. Is that shot taken by McNulty, who has it over here on the near side. Goes across the ice for a shot, stopped by Ben again, and nicely done by Rieger to get it out the center with 20 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Eagles try to get all 3 changed up. They do because Moran fell down. Break for the Eagles to get a 3-man change. And now the puck by Rose. Rose brings it over here for Fortier. Goes back to Rose. Rose, bottom of the circle. In front, one-timer. Nice save by Ben with the right pad as McNulty was robbed in front. Power play number 1 is over, so that's a 5-on-4. In the middle, triangle shot, blocked in front by Pekka. Rebound sent to Ben. It goes behind the net, off the pad, and all the way down the ice. Good job by the Eagle 3, and really by their best penalty killer, Ben Kunin, who made 2 phenomenal saves on the 5-on-3.
Yeah, it's always been the way. The goaltender needs to be your best penalty killer. So far, we're up to the task. 20
seconds remain on the second, which was technically the third power play of the game. WestConn just holding it behind their own net as they await. 5:40 to go in the first period, 2-0 Eagles. In over the line is Jabosic, who tried a centering pass. It goes all the way through. Gonzalez picks it up on the near side. Gonzalez, top of the circle, goes back to the point to 48, takes a return pass top of the near circle, goes down low to Jabusik, and the Eagles have killed off the 5-on-3, a minute 13 of 5-on-3, and are now 3 for 3 on the penalty kill in the game. Gonzalez goes behind the net, chopped by Kennedy. Gonzalez comes out with it, brings it over here for Blassingame. Blassingame to Gonzalez. Puck toward the net, nowhere near anybody. And Glassroot over there tries to get it out, but he's checked and it's kept in the zone by Blaze. Blaze sends it in the middle of the ice. It's gloved away. Blassingame will get it. Tired Eagles out there. And finally brought out by Haas. Haas trying to go around the defense. He does. Haas picks it up. Far side corner in the WestConn zone. Centered it in front. Played to Gazzardi. Gazzardi behind the net. Goes near to far. Centered it out in front. It goes off a leg and bounced away from Hedlund into the near side corner. Puck off the glass into the netting, and good 4 minutes of defensive play, Coach, killing off a 113 two-man advantage and the rest of the power play after that. Good job by the Eagles, and look better on the penalty kill.
Yeah, really a good test early on and early in the season. Again, same thing, a non-league game. Let's really try to fine-tune things now so when the standings matter, we can make some noise.
Puck sent in behind the net, won by WestConn, brought out by Blaze. Blaze takes a shot on Ben, stopped right on. Rebound toward the net over the head of Ben Kunin and brought out by Scotty Swain. Here's Swain with speed at center, over the line, on left wing, looking to get around the defense. He does, takes a bad angle shot that goes around the net. Puck takes a weird bounce off one of the advertisements, pops into the middle of the ice. Trying to get it out is Alexander. He lost the puck to DeBurris. DeBurris trying to get it out for WestConn as 2 Wolves were playing with it inside their own zone. Finally get it to center, but Wyatt Noble picks it up and rims it right back in around the boards. McQuegan gets there in the near side corner. Puck goes around the net, played by DeBurris. DeBurris sends it the far side this time. Kept in nicely with the stick of the Eagles. Bradley McMains, a sophomore out of South Portland, Maine, touching the puck for the first time this season. McQuegan chopped it back into the WestConn zone. They'll go for a change, and Kennedy gives it to Howell as they do. Howell, cross-ice dump. McQuegan in there trying to get at it. Chopped off the stick to Fortier. He'll come around the far side and bring it out to center. Pass over to the WestConn bench where there was a change going on, so Blassingame had to play it back. Long pass ahead off the stick of Tien into the Eagle zone, but played right back out by Hope. Here's McCall, 3-on-3 over the line. McCall getting chopped by 2 players, including Andrioni, and sent back out the center. With speed is Blassingame. He makes a move around the defense of Glassrood, but lost it to Hope, and Hope will get it out the center. 2:51 to go in the first, 2-0 Eagles. Norling spins in his own zone as WestConn had to tag up. Gives it to Glassrood. Finds Hope with a nice pass, who gives to Norling. Nice 3-man game here. Here's Norling with speed over the line, brings it toward the net in front. Nice stop by Hedlund. Not sure how much he got of it, but good 3-man passing there by by Glassrood, Hope, and Norling. Long shot from center, stopped by Hedlund, and Fortier will start behind his own net with 2 minutes to go in period number 1. Stolen on a bad pass in front. Takes a shot. He scores! 3-0 Eagles on a terrible giveaway by WestConn. He passed it right to Haas, who just cruised in the slot and ripped a wrist shot from 25 feet out. And it's 3-0, Coach, at 17:46.
Yeah, right now you're seeing a veteran team. Everybody knows who everyone is versus a team that works hard, trying to get it figured out, but still does not play together quite yet to the extent that a veteran team will, which is to be expected. So that's why you play the game, and Why you stay at it?
TJ Haas, a sophomore out of Heartland, Wisconsin, the only newbie who's a sophomore, the unassisted goal at 17:46. He just was given a pass by the WestConn D, and he ripped a wrist shot past Hedlund, who really couldn't do much on it. Was surprised that, I think everybody was surprised that Haas had it, to be honest with you. There was like a stop there for a second as everybody was looking around as to why that pass went to Haas. But he cruised right in and did not miss, and that's what the Eagles need. They don't want to miss those opportunities. A semi-breakaway from 25 feet out, and Haas made him pay. 3-0 Eagles with 1:33 to go in period one. Santoro, who had a pretty goal to open the scoring for the Eagles, behind his own net looking to find Rieger. He thought about doing the Michigan with his stick, thought about it, thought better of it. Noble takes a shot that went wide. Too many people in front of the net for him to pull that off, my opinion, although we did see one from an opposing team last year. Santoro off the glass. Montague takes it in his own zone, gives it to Rieger behind his own net with a minute to go in the first period. Long pass out to center to Gazzardi, looking for Swain, streaking. Swain will get there. Get checked off on the near side. WestConn tries to bring it out to center, and they do with a nice little pass ahead to Jabusik. Jabusik looking for the streaking Curry. Couldn't find him, and the puck goes back into the WestConn zone. Pass in the middle to Curry. Curry had it chopped off his stick nicely by Kennedy, who's got a goal in this first period. Nice pass to McQuegan. McQuegan off the boards with a nice pass to Howell. Here come the Eagles 2-on-2. Howell, 2-on-1 maybe. Long shot with the rebound in front, as that looked to be what Howell was doing, just looking for that rebound as McMains was blasting down the slot. Shot it off the pad, looked for the rebound. Hedlund obliged with the rebound, but McMains couldn't get a stick on it.
Yeah, that was a really good play by Howell, and McBain just tied up just enough so that they couldn't really execute.
McQuegan with a shot on net. Went on net, bounced behind the net, came back off the boards, and with 1.2 seconds to go in period one, the Eagles lead 3-0. Stay with us in the first intermission. We'll go around a very busy post-university sports team. If there's a sport at post-university that plays in the fall, it's playing today. As our exciting staff is very spread out today because of all of the games going on, we'll get you caught up in the first intermission. Referees blow the play dead. McCall and Blassingame will do it one more time. 1.2 to go in the first period. Not sure, just kind of have to shoot it toward the net if you're McCall. He got it toward the net. Not sure if Hedlund had to make a save, but he got it toward the net.
He did. Won that clean. And again, that's like a young team mistake. That kind of time left. You just tie the guy up. You're not 0.6 seconds. You're not trying to win it because nothing's going to happen when you win it anyway. Just tie him up and negate that type of opportunity.
So a good period by the Eagles. Good start to their season. They have a 3-0 lead after one. We'll come back with our look around the post-university sports scene in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the post-university hockey on the where are we now? The Post-University Sports Network, the CACC Network, and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. First intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles with a 3-0 lead over WestConn in their season opener. We'll go around as we do in the first intermission of all the post-University men's hockey home games around the post-University sports scene, and that's brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs from its nationally ranked men's soccer team, who have made the NCAA Sweet 16 3 years in a row with a brand new women's flag football team slated to start in 2026. Post offers a variety of sports in every season you can enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on post-University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagle fans, it's that time of the year. The weather's getting a little bit colder, and ask yourself, is there a better way to start the brand new hockey season than updating your closet, your drip, your style than with Post-University apparel from the Eagle Team Store? How about your dorm room, home office, apartment, or home? Is it missing that special touch that only an Eagle blanket, Eagle mouse pad, or Eagle desk mat can provide? If you answered yes to any of these questions, one or all of them, it sounds like you need to race to posteagles.com, click on the Fans tab, then choose School Store on the left-hand side and shop for all the latest Eagle swag and apparel. If you do it now, you can be a part of the 72-hour flash sale by typing the code DEAL20 at checkout to receive 20% off your order. Exclusions do apply. That's DEAL, DEAL 20, DEAL20, and expires tomorrow, Sunday, November 2nd. You can also visit the campus store and the Lever Student Center on campus. They are open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So around the post-University busy sports scene, we'll start with football, who at the end of three quarters trails AIC 16-10 up at AIC. Eagle touchdowns. Israel Geraldo is the lone touchdown today, and it was thrown by Tyler Fumachan. Eagles trail 16-10 against winless AIC as the fourth quarter gets underway up in Springfield. Don't forget to join us a week from today. Eagles will close out the home portion of their football schedule, host St. A's for the second time this season. Kickoff at 1 o'clock, pregame 12:45 on the Post University Sports Network. I'll be at that game doing the broadcast for the football team. A week from today, 1 p.m., up at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, 12:45 pregame on Post University Sports Network. Women's hockey, 5-0 win over St. Mike's yesterday. Their second conference win of the season, second win overall as they moved to 2-8-1 overall, 2-2-1 in conference. They had 5 different goal scorers, including Peyton Tully and Jody Rose. Emma Hohen, the junior defenseman, had a goal and assist in 6 total shots while being a +3. Coach Brandon Brown, in his inaugural season as head coach, picks up his second win, 5-0 over St. Mike's. These two teams play today in a rematch in the second game of the road trip for the Eagles. That puck drop should be momentarily up at St. Mike's. No score as they get ready to drop the puck up there at St. Mike's. And look at that. We got an update. The Eagles have actually taken a lead up at St. Mike's 1-0 on a goal by Riley Patfield. So the Eagles 1-0 on the women's hockey side early in the first period up at St. Mike's. They lead 1-0, looking for their second consecutive win. Women's soccer, they are 0-12-2 on the season. Unfortunately, have not been able to pick up a win this season. They are hosting Georgian Court. See if we can get you an update on that score. And Georgian Court looks like they just went final up on campus at Lemoy Field. Post loses 5-4 to Georgian Court in women's soccer. So the Lady Eagles will remain without a win, unfortunately, as they fall 5-4 to Georgian Court this afternoon. Men's soccer, they are undefeated on the season. They're 6-0-7. Not a record you see all the time, but 6-0-7 are the men's soccer team. They'll play their home finale at about half an hour from now against Georgian Court, 3:30. With a win today and likely some kind of result, win or tie, at Bentley on Tuesday, the Eagles have a really good chance to host the first round in the NCAA tournament. I know there's still the CACC tournament to go, but the Eagles looking strong as a potential host team for the NCAA tournament, a place they have been in the Sweet 16 the last 3 years in a row. So the Eagles can get the home games in the tournament. It's a good chance for them to move on beyond the Sweet 16. Again, the Eagles 6-0-7 on the season, 5-0-4 in conference, and 2-0-4 at home. They've won 2 in a row, but again, unbeaten in totality on the season. Women will also close, just to wrap them up, they'll close at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania on Tuesday, looking to get a win of some kind to wrap up their season, but unfortunately 0-13-2 fall the women. Women's volleyball 19-3 on the season, and they have played excellent volleyball and have won 6 in a row. 10-0 at home, 7-3 on the road. Well, where are they today? They're at Wilmington University, so a road game for them today. That game is underway now. Let's get you an update on their goings on. It's 1-1 in the third set, post 15-12 in the third set lead. So each team has won a set. Post lead set number 3, 15-12, down at Wilmington. Eagles, winners of 6 in a row, 19-3 overall. Strong positioning for the NCAA tournament. And a 1 seed in the CACC. Get you one more update on football. Early fourth quarter. Eagles have the ball, 1st and 10. Trailing 16-10, the winless AIC. We'll get you an update as we move along. That's your look around the post-university sports scene in intermission number 1 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. The Eagles men's hockey team leads WestConn 3-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes with a recap of the first period and Coach Whitney's thoughts. You're listening and watching the post-university men's hockey on the Post-University Sports Network, comprising the CACC network, and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles lead 3-0 over Western Connecticut. Recap of first period brought to you by Post University, who wants you to ask yourself, are you a Post person? Post makes it personal with fast, flexible, and affordable programs that are designed to help you achieve your goals no matter where you are on your academic journey. Post offers online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For more information on all of Post's degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagles had to kill off an early WestConn power play, but then Joe Santoro made a nice individual effort as he took the puck, went forehand to backhand to forehand, and got it by goaltender Hedlund to make it 1-0 at 6:43. Obviously the first goal of the season for Santoro and the first goal of the season for the Eagles. At 6:43, James Hope, the freshman defenseman, gets his first point as he gets the lone dime on that goal. It took the Eagles a mere 22 seconds later to get another as Aiden Kennedy found a loose puck in the front of the net after Howell and McMains had a good two-man game up the ice. Got a shot on to Hedlund, but the puck laid there for a rebound, banged out by Howell, and put in the net by Kennedy at 7:05 to make it 2-0, so 2 goals in 22 seconds, and the Eagles were on their way. Eagles then had to kill off a two-man advantage, a minute 13 two-man disadvantage, but they managed to do it, 3 for 3 on a penalty kill in the first period, and then an inexplicable pass right to TJ Haas, the sophomore transfer into the program, the only sophomore transfer into the program. He took a pass from one of the best passes probably of the day from WestConn, but directly to TJ Haas, who cruised down the slot wide open and ripped the wrist shot by Hedlund from 20 feet out for his first point as an Eagle, and that made it 3-0 at 17:46. As we said, the Eagles were 3 for 3 on the penalty kill in the first period, 0 for 1 on the power play. Shots on goal in the first period for the Eagles, 17 for WestConn 12. Face-offs, WestConn 13, Eagles 10. Overall, Coach, good first period. They got that third goal we were talking about when it was 2-0, and they killed off the two-man advantage. Got the third goal. That's a bit of a difference maker. Deflates WestConn a little bit, but they still have 2 more periods to play here. Yeah,
and honestly, you're having the same conversation, but polar opposite if you're both coaches. One coach is saying, listen, we got 3 that period, but we got 40 more minutes to play. So we take it 1 period at a time. We work to get the first one, then the next one, and so on and so forth. And if you're post, you're saying we played 1 period. We got 40 minutes to play. Cannot take our foot off the gas. This is a team we need to attack, get pace, tempo, and finish the job we started in the first period.
I thought all the Eagles looked good in the first period across the board. I thought there was everybody seemed to be playing their part well, which can be hard for a first game. WestConn yesterday played their game, and we've talked about maybe some of the disadvantages in game 2, but the Eagles in game 1 came out. Everybody touched the ice. Everybody touched the puck. McMains is the 13th forward. He's got an assist already. Hope's a freshman. He's got an assist already. So the Eagles seem to do across the board what they need to do. Also, quick credit to Sam Edmonds, who came on and made 1 save in the first period when Ben Cunine had an equipment issue, and that was a big save at the time. Keep it no score early in the first period.
And even better than that almost was when he came off the ice. We have the advantage because we're close in this nice spot that we have here. He was fired up. He was yelling and telling the boys to get it going. And when you get a guy that comes in that situation, gets off the ice, and he's into it, you may really have something here.
Second period, Eagles will go left to right as you look at your screen and dial. WestConn will go right to left as you look at your screen and dial. WestConn in the road black with orange lettering. Eagles in the home whites with the purple helmets and the purple lettering as we get ready to start period number 2. Murray and Goebel in the face-off, won by WestConn. Long pass too far ahead, trying to be an icing, but it won't be because the race was won by Rose. Rose tried to center it out in front. He got it back to his defenseman, takes a long, heavy shot, bounces off the wall in front for Bennett, lays in the crease, but the Eagles do a good job to swipe it out after Owen Peters, a freshman, took a bomb shot. He's a freshman from Lake Zurich, Illinois. That glass and wall can be bouncy, and it bounced right in front, but Ben was there in his crease, made a good save, and the Eagles got it out. Puck dumped down around the boards behind Hedlund, rimmed all the way out and back to center. Noble chopped at it, given to McNulty. McNulty takes a return feed, goes behind the net, looks to bring it out in front, tried to do a fancier pass than probably need to. Got it back to his point man in Fortier, who rims it down around the boards. Rose takes it on the half wall, nice job, sends it on net to Ben, who makes a nice pad save there. Not sure Ben was 100% ready for that shot, but made the save anyway. Now the puck behind the net, so WestConn was pressure early in this first minute of the second period, trailing 3-0, trying to make something happen. Rose comes out to the point, had it taken away by Noble, and Noble will get the center. Goes across the ice for Gazzardi, who will go back in his own zone. Almost had it chopped off his stick, but allowed the rest of the Eagles to change. And then Santoro gives it to Gazzardi, rims it down behind the net, bounces off. Gets stick by Hedlund, played up the wall and back out the center to Jabusik. Jabusik gives to Curry. Curry carrying it in on left wing over the line, chopped by Gazzardi. Puck goes behind the net. Noble lays a hit on him. Rieger takes the puck, makes a nice little fancy small pass ahead to Gazzardi, and out comes Santoro. Santoro has a 2-on-1 if he hurries, but that's going to be offsides because Swain beat him in to the zone. Good push by WestConn, coach, to start the period. What they needed just to kind of level set in the game.
Yeah, and again, if you're post, you want this. If you're right when you're on the coaching center, you want the other team to push back, so that gives you the chance to be good. It gives you a chance to gain your confidence, and you put you on the attack.
Puck won by WestConn, given to Tehan, who rims it down around the boards from near to far. Played by McCall. McCall chips it up looking for Pekka. Pekka fed a pass in the middle, but stolen away by Tehan. Given back to the point man, Brusso, who tried to feed it further, but Norling did a good job to chop it back in to center. Andrioni tried to get it in. He got it into the zone, tried to get it deeper in the zone, fighting for it, but taken away by McCall. Ripped it up, past the stick of Norling, kept in nicely by Brusso. Brusso fed it back into the far side corner, spun away by Glassrud, looking for Hope, now in the near corner. Hope to Pekka. Pekka makes a better pass this time to Glassrud. He's got speed, gets the center, dumps it in behind Hedlund. He'll chase after it. 3 Eagles there. Norling led the way. He won the race, chopped it right on. Hedlund holding the post, didn't move. That let Norling, who won the race, chop it right into him. And with 2:44 gone in the second period, Eagles changed the field position a little. It's still 3-0 Eagles.
Yeah, and you can see too, Jeff, in the offensive zone for WestConn, when they're moving their feet and they're pushing, again, they're starting to gain some success in possession. The difference has been not quite able to complete those quick tic-tac-toe passes that a veteran team like Post is able to do at this point.
Kennedy looking to center and deep in the near side corner, had it chopped off his stick. Eagles doing a good job keeping it in. Howell rims it behind the net, played by Peters on the far side. Sends it up the middle where Kennedy will play it at center and now inside his own zone. Kennedy being watched by 2 WestConn players, makes a nice pass to Bolak. Looking for Howell, it goes off his stick. They're not going to call an icing as it's played behind the net. And a turnover as McQuegan got his stick in there. And then a big hit by Bolak behind the play. Post bench up, standing on that one. Very nice hit by Bolak inside the WestConn zone. Kimball over the line looking for the puck. He had some speed. McQuegan in there to help out. Goes back to the point to Montague with a shot toward the net. It gets blocked. Rebound. McQuegan toward the net. Nice big save there. Rebound. Hedlund made a beautiful save. McQuegan chopped at a second rebound. Couldn't get it, and WestConn can't get it out. McQuegan sends it back toward the net. Goes wide of Hedlund. Montague picks it up on the far side. Brings it toward the net. Rolled off his stick. Murray now in there. Chops at it. Picked it up, though. Gives to Haas. Haas, who has a goal in this game. His first game as an Eagle. Back to Rieger. Takes a shot into the body of Peters. Didn't get to Hedlund, but the Eagles maintain possession. Murray leaves nicely for Haas. Haas closing in, takes a shot, blocked in front again by Peters. Peters using that big 6'6", 190 frame. Makes 2 straight blocks on the Eagles, but they still keep it in. Noble cruising in, takes a shot low this time. Makes Hedlund make the save. Couldn't control the rebound, and the Eagles keep it in again. Solid 45 seconds inside the WestConn zone. Murray slap shot into a body and never got through, and then sent all the way down the ice by Alexander. Coach, an excellent 60 seconds of time inside the WestConn zone by the Eagles. Just couldn't get one by Hedlund.
And you can see with the pressure how it creates a hesitation on WestConn's part right now. Like 50-50 pucks, just that one half a step you're not moving your feet, you can't get there. Start running around, expending way too much energy.
And defenseman Owen Peters has gone down inside the WestConn zone. Eagles not sure if they're buying it. But it has stopped play because there's a tired group of Wolves out there. No trainer racing out there for Peters either at the moment.
Yep, there he comes.
Here he comes.
But that's the type of thing, like a veteran team, you start moving the puck around, like we said, zipping it around defensively. You're not 100% on what you're doing. And this is what you start to get. I'm sorry, that was my Uber driver. This is
I need somebody to deliver me stuff too, I think.
This is what you get, right? This is what you get when you move the puck around and you use your veteran experience and you know where each other is. You force the other team to run around. They overexpend that energy of theirs. And, again, this is what happens.
Couple updates up in Springfield. AIC has a 19-10 lead on post midway through quarter number 4. AIC leads 19-10. Winless AIC leads 19-10. And the women's hockey team has a 2-1 lead now up at St. Mike's. 2-1 with 4 minutes to go in the first period up at St. Mike's.
Is Coach Brown getting it done?
I know that's a personal thing for you, seeing Coach Brown. I know we talked about last year him getting an opportunity, and there he is.
I got to tell you, watching the guys who played for you, the players who played for you, move on to levels of success, doing things that they love to do, be it hockey, be it a job. Got some of the guys in the military, some are attorneys. That's the best reward in the world when you're a coach. Best reward in the world.
Clean win by Santoro. Rip shot by Montague, stopped in front. WestConn doing a little bit better job blocking shots in this period. They easily have 5 or 6. Montague, fancy move around Blaze. Sent behind it. A nice hit there by Swain. Gives it to Gazzardi. Nice keep in for a moment by Montague. He kept it in. Then had it roll out the center, sent it back in, so the Eagles will have to tag up. Good opportunity for a line change for some. Santoro, though, undeterred, using his speed to go after Lorzel. Eagles do a good job to still keep that puck in. Rose tries to chip it to center, but he found the man breaking in Goebel. Goebel, nicely defended by Santoro, though, who skated 170 feet from behind his own net into the slot to take down the breaking Goebel. Good defensive play by Joe Santoro, who used his speed and skill on that. Swain chops it, gets it out the center. Santoro with a nice hit, also at center, as he took down Lorzel, thus forcing the Wolves into their own zone to try to regroup. Everybody now off on a line change. And here's Fortier. Fortier had a roll off the stick of Goebel into the Eagle zone, where Macau will play quickly in front to Murray, the Glassroot, who had to roll off his stick. But Ben was ready. And now here comes Pekka the other way. 3-man rush for the Eagles. Pekka, nice pass across. Found the breaking Norling. Beautiful pass by Pekka, who's got an A on his shirt this season. A well-deserved A. He made a beautiful pass to Norling, and he just missed the net. Centering pass by the Wolves, who have the puck inside the Eagles zone. Pekka feeds back to get it, but kept in momentarily, and a shot blocked off the leg of Macau. A return shot into Ben, who goes off the right pad. Kicked back to the point, kept in momentarily. Swung around. Norling takes the hit of Goebel, tries to feed it up the half wall. He'll get it out to center, and will force Moran to play it inside his own zone. 7 minutes gone in period 2, still 3-0 Eagles. McQuegan dumps it in. Eagles change behind him. McMain's chasing after it, and Hedlund will glove with 6:54 gone in period 2. Still 3-0. Beautiful play, though, on a 3-man rush coach by Pekka, wearing an A this season, finding Norling cruising down the slot.
Yeah, Mateo's, I mean, you've seen him over
Lots of
these
throws.
years exponentially just improve. Confidence level's really high. Good player, quick, heady player, tough as nails, often first to the puck, checks every single box.
Good penalty killer as well.
Yes.
Won by the Eagles on the faceoff, but taken out by Gonzalez and Jabusek. Jabusek makes a power move toward the net, backhanded. I think it might have glazed the post on the outside of the post as well, but did not go behind Ben. Now Jabusek in his own zone, 6'5", 195 out of Hampton Bays, New York. Feeds it up to Marshall Curry out of New Canaan, Connecticut. Curry dumps it into the near side of the Eagle zone, where WestConn will go in the forecheck. Eagles will end up icing the puck, though. Game a little harder today for WestConn. They were up 1-0 in that first period against Albertus Magnus and played hard. A lot of us took a few minutes to watch that game yesterday just to see what it looked like. And you have a lot of momentum and adrenaline flowing for that first game, particularly at home. A little different on the road. They got down 2-0 quick and have been fighting it a little bit all day.
Yeah, and the other piece, too, again, like I say, you've got the 2 games in less than 24 hours, and it shows a little bit.
Looks like there's going to be a WestConn penalty.
Okay.
The Eagles did ice it, so it looks like Curry's going to get 2 minutes for interference at 7:29. I did not see what happened, didn't even see there was a call, but thought there was an icing, and all of a sudden the faceoff's in the WestConn zone. So Eagles to the man advantage for the second time today, 0 for 1. And again, that's one of the, we talked about it in the first period, one of the pain points to improve upon, as the power play was not pretty last season, although the first one looked good, just didn't get one in the net. Norling, top of the near circle right here in front of us. Back to the point, takes a return feed, shot it into the defender. Norling gets it back. He changes places with Swain. Swain, left-hand shot, closing in, had it deflect off the stick of Blassingame and into the net behind Headland.
And you see the difference there in the 2 shots. The initial shot, player just got it, tried to hammer it, easy block. Swain got it, put a little touch on it, made a move, got it through. They got a stick on it, but he still was able to get a puck through.
Same 5 for the Eagles, all forwards, by the way. Santoro picks it up, goes back to Swain. Swain gives to Santoro, goes down at the goal line for Kimball. They play catch. Santoro takes it back. Top in the near circle, holds, cruises, shot, toward the net in front. Nice save by Headland. Looking for a rebound was Norling, and out comes the other way comes Bateau. Bateau offsides after losing the puck at the Eagle line. He picked it back up.
Yeah, it never came all the way out across the blue line.
Eagles playing 5 forwards on that first power play, and then they bring out Rieger and Kennedy on the second power play unit.
Well, and that's a difference, too, right, from last year.
Yep.
Just having 2 distinct, different power plays.
False face-off. Not looked like they pointed and said McCall jumped the gun. So Murray on the draw. Also a center and good in the face-off dot. This time Hamilton is being thrown out, the 5'8", 165 sophomore from Ridgefield, Connecticut. And finally we get it down and the Eagles win it. Kennedy gets to the red line, dumps it in, but turns it over, and Murray will take it back at center. McCall across the ice to Murray. Murray with speed on right wing, in over the line, takes a shot, he scores! Murray with a beautiful wrist shot. Headland got a piece of it, but it goes behind the net, and at 8:28, the Eagles get a power play goal. It's 4-0, Coach. Nice job by Murray using speed and getting it by Headland.
Yeah, that's. I'm sure that's a goal he wants back there with your blocker. Instead of getting your blocker on that and punching that puck away, he got his blocker on it and sort of gave in, like when you're catching a ball, and that allowed that angle to change, hit inside the post, and be a goal.
We'll get you the assist momentarily, but Murray took a pass, went flying on right wing, and yeah, maybe Headland wants it back, but for the Eagles, a power play goal. Again, they had one for a large part of the season and then got a couple toward the end, but gets one in the first game of the year. Got to make them feel a little bit better, and again, the Eagles can use this game to build on. They got Assumption coming in next week. That's a league game. Those are league games coming up next week. Good, get off to a good start here and feel good. They lead 4-0 now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bolak sends it in. Eagles haven't had a ton of those feel-good games over the years. They've played a lot of tough games. They've won games. Long shot from the point, stopped by Headland. They've won a lot of games, obviously last year 11, but I don't remember a whole lot of them where it was 4-0 Eagles at any point. They haven't had a game where it's gone that way yet as the clock continues to run. An extra 3 seconds.
There we go. No, you're absolutely right with that. Different year, different team, different opponents.
Sometimes a full 60-minute effort where you put the foot on the gas is what you need. And so far, through the first 30, the Eagles have done that. Still 30 to go. Blassingame on left wing for WestConn. Goes across the ice, stopped by Brousseau. Brousseau dumps it behind the net. Puck chipped up the wall. 6 players fighting for it on the half wall on the top of the near circle. Finally won by Hope, who gets it to Bolak. Bolak falls, turns it over to Moran. Moran, center point, watched by Bolak, passes it over to Brousseau. This Brousseau and Moran defensive combo for WestConn has played a lot of this game so far. They seem to be on the ice every other shift. So maybe their power combination of defensemen for WestConn as the season moves along.
Oh. You got to blow that whistle sooner. You won't get that.
There's a player down for the Eagles and some pushing and shoving as well in the deep near corner in the Eagle zone. Whistle blown. 10:05 to go in the second. 4-0 Eagles. Goal. Get that in 1 second.
Yeah, I think when a player goes down like that, I mean, that play's over because you know he's on top of the puck. It's not reasonable or safe, I think, to assume he's going to get out of there.
Steve, there might be a penalty, and there is. There's going to be a penalty on Ryan Tehan, freshman, 5'70", 155, out of Easton, Massachusetts. And the Eagles will go back to the man advantage where they're 1 for 2. The goal at 8:28 is Murray, his first of the season, assisted by 37 A.J. Gazzardi. So all of the players in the lineup who are new, Gazzardi, Haas, and Hope, all have points in game number 1. That's got to be a good feeling for them. That's a power play goal at 8:28.
Yeah, confidence, you can't put a price on how far confidence will take you as a player. So having success like that early on is something that those players and the rest of the team can build on.
Tehan for cross-checking at 9:55. Face-off to the left of Hedlund. Eagles lead 4-0. Top unit out there again. And the Eagles just scored a power play goal, so they feeling good on the man advantage. Now they want to see if they can get this one unit the power play opportunity. In for the face-off comes Boiteau. Eagles dangerously change positions. Here's Kimball to Howell. Howell goes across the ice for Swain. Swain looking for Kimball. Gets it, shot right on. Stopped by Hedlund, who had good body position there. Managed to keep the rebound as well. WestConn trying to get it out. Just lots of falling down and running into each other. Howell keeps it in the zone. He gets hit. Manages to pinch it toward Kimball. Kimball gets taken down. Santoro with speed picks it up. Centered it in front to Howell, but he was on the wrong side with his stick. And he'll give it back to the point to Swain. Swain, center point. Gives to Norling, top of the far circle. Scores! Parker Norling with a wrist shot from the top of the far circle. And at 10:35, the Eagles score 2 power play goals in a row and lead 5-0.
Yeah, again, I think the 2 games in 24 hours is really starting to show because the energy level and foot speed, foot movement of WestConn has dropped significantly.
For Norling, his first goal of the season, obviously the first game of the season, so that shouldn't be a terrible surprise to most, but he had 2 last year. Give Scotty Swain one of the assists for sure. We'll get the second assist as well. 10:35 the time on the second power play goal in 2 minutes by the Eagles. So 2 goals in 2 minutes and 7 seconds, both on the power play, and the Eagles have a 5-0 lead here this afternoon. Pekka chopping at it to keep it in. Can't do it eventually as Jabusik gets taken down. No call there. And Pekka picks it up in the zone. Puck inside the WestConn zone being played by Lorzel. He goes across to Peters. Excuse me, that's 48. We haven't seen Peters since he went down. Nice steal by Pekka. Pekka closes in with a shot that deflected over the goaltender, who has been changed. We'll get to that in a moment. Long shot from the point, blockered away by the new goaltender. That's DeWalker now in front, deflected by Haas, as Hedlund has been pulled after giving up 5 goals. 4th one is probably the one he wants back more than anything, but had a lot of tough shots against him. Nice move by Jabusik in, but he's taken out of the play. Puck centered in front. Ben was there to sort of stick it away. It goes back to the point momentarily for Moran, who gives it to Gonzalez, who cruised in from the top of the near circle. His shot blocked. Gonzalez gets a rebound behind the net, centers it in front, looking for the deflection of Jabusik, but instead Connor Murray, who's got a goal in this period, takes it away. It's 2-on-2. Murray with McMains over the line. Nice pass down the slot to Haas, but it had rolled off his stick. Nice look there by McMains. Gets a return pass. It goes back to the point. Rieger does a good job to keep it in, looking for Haas. Haas takes it. Top of the far circle. Nice pass to Rieger, closing in top of the far circle. He takes a shot that's stopped by DeWachter at the top of his crease. Dylan DeWachter is in at goal, 6'1", 180, out of London, Ontario. Mother Teresa Catholic is where he comes from. He makes 3 saves in the first minute of him coming into the game, as Coach Friedman has changed up his goaltenders. Headland to DeWachter. Liam Lane, the freshman out of Castle Rock, Colorado, started last night in the 5-4 overtime loss. Howell behind the net, picks it up, comes to the near side, centers it in front, looking for McQuegan, but DeWachter gets his glove on it. Just to wrap up the second goal, it's Norling is first from Swain and Howell at 10:35 as a power play goal, so give Howell his second point of the game. Only player on the team to have 2 points so far is Jacob Howell, who's also out to take the face-off against Goebel. Eagles win that one. Nice play by Rieger. Rieger goes down low for Howell. Tried to recenter to Rieger, who was cruising in. Deflected behind the net. Now Howell looking for McQuegan and Bolak. Turnaround by Howell. Blocked by a leg in front. Rebound on a bad angle. Goes way wide. Picked up at the point by Rieger. Had it bounce off his stick. McQuegan picked it up. McQuegan with a fancy move attempt. Rieger couldn't keep it in the second time, and it goes out to center. Good pressure, though, by this line of Bolak, Howell, and McQuegan. Noble, good job in the defensive zone. Feeds it up for McQuegan, but stopped on the half wall. Howell in there as well. 6 players fighting for it. Eagles finally do come away with it. McQuegan gets it to the blue line, didn't get it out, and then Howell will dump it down into the WestConn zone. No icing, as it's played by Fortier. Fortier with a long pass ahead to McNulty. McNulty cross-ice look for Goebel. Goebel tried to go around the Eagle D, had turned it over, and back the other way comes the Eagles looking for a flying Gazzardi. Gazzardi, who has an assist in this period, his first Eagle point in his first Eagle game. All 3 of the new players playing today for the Eagles have a point. Assist by Gazzardi, goal by Haas, assist by Hope. Long pass ahead, onside, coming in, taken down.
Be curious to
Might
see what
be
they
a
call
penalty
here.
shot. Let's see.
See where his arms goes. Nope.
It's a hooking penalty, not a breakaway, as one of the WestConn forwards got behind the defense. Looks like that was Rose. And a beautiful long pass. Yeah, it was Rose. He accepted it. He was hooked down by Hope. Close to a penalty shot, but they're going to just call it hooking at 13:58. And Eagles, who have killed off the first 3 WestConn power plays, will have to kill off a fourth, leading 5-0.
And that's a tactic that WestConn was doing earlier in that first period, where they were getting some offensive zone time by jumping that guy, getting behind the D. And if nothing else, you should be able to beat the icing. So it's not a bad tactic at all.
Morin, long shot from the point, blocked at the Eagle defense and sent out the center. Gonzalez, Curry, and Jabusek, Morin, and Brousseau, the WestConn 5. Hope 2 for hooking. Is the penalty. Brought in Jabusek on right wing, gets around the first wave, and then nice turned around, tried to feed it back to his defenseman. Ended up sending it all the way down the ice. Pekka off, McMain's on to the Eagle 4. He's got McCowell, Kennedy, and Montague with him. Gonzalez gets the center, backhand pass. Trying to get it up the wall, but the Eagles just pressuring the Wolves every chance they get. Goes from the far side to the near side. Down goes Jabusek as both players tangle right on the half wall. 4 WestConn players on that side of the ice. Finally goes across to Brousseau. Brousseau spins away from the check of Macau, goes back to Fortier toward the net. Good position save by Kunin as two players were in front of him. I couldn't even see Ben on that shot. And just good positioning by Ben to make that save, and 40 seconds remaining on the WestConn man advantage. Their fourth of the game. Here's Victor Antoine Fortier, who brings it in over the line, then dumps it down. He's out of Sherbrooke, Quebec. Beautiful city, good place to ski. He keeps the puck in the zone, and a fancy move made by McNulty, who had the first 2 goals in Wolves program history yesterday against Albertus Magnus. Not so lucky so far here today. Puck sent into the slot. Turnaround shot taken by Blasingame. Deflects wide. Kept in by Fortier. He goes D-to-D across the ice. Long shot toward the net taken by Rose, who's playing that right side D. McNulty behind the net as the power play expires. They've killed off all 4 and now turn the puck over. Long pass ahead, but they're going to call a hand pass as the penalty expired, and flying down the ice was Baxter Kimball. But they'll call a hand pass with 3:56 to go in period number 2. Good job on the penalty kill on that one too, Coach. Really only a couple shots on those 4 power plays. The 5-on-3, they had a couple of really great shots Ben saved, but everything else the Eagles have kept to the outside.
Yeah, they've done a good job working on that, obviously, in practice and packing that in. And any teams that are trying to thread the needle through there, and that's what you want them to do, because more than likely they're going to be hitting shin pads.
Don't forget to stay with us in the second intermission. We'll go around the NE10 scene as regular season hockey started last night and gets underway with a fervor today. Fervor, better easy for me to say. We'll also get you updated on the end of the football game for Post and AIC, and an update on the St. Mike's women's hockey score, and see about getting you a men's soccer update as well. 5-0 Eagles here. Long shot, Ben sticked it away. Rebound was loose for a moment, now played behind the net. WestConn feeds it behind his net to McNulty. It rolls off McNulty's stick to the far side wall, played behind the net to Glassrud, the Eagle captain. The Eagle senior, 6'7", out of Delano, Minnesota. Looks for Kimball, too far. Will go all the way down the ice. This should be an icing. And then a little hit from behind by Rose. Although last time I called it an icing, it ended up being an Eagle power play. So make sure they move it to that end of the ice. .324 to go in period 2, 5-0 Eagles. They've got 2 power play goals in this period, one by Murray, one by Norling. 2 minutes and 7 seconds apart. And the Eagles lead 5-0. Howell in the draw. Feeds it forward, and now McQuegan comes out with speed. Up on left wing on the far side, he gets checked off by Brousseau. And again, Brousseau and Moran, to their credit, playing a lot of minutes today for this WestConn team. Feeds up 2-on-1. Over the line, shot, blocked as Boiteau came in on right wing 2-on-1, used Moran as a decoy, took a shot that went wide. And now long pass ahead by Glassrud, and the Eagles would have had a 3-on-1 in the zone if that had gotten through. As both teams making long passes, looking to generate offense. Dumped into the zone. Ben comes out to play it from the rushing Alexander. Alexander turns it over, sent on the bend by accident by Gazzardi as he was trying to send it behind the net. Ben, though, hugging the post and ready, covered it. As sometimes friendly fire can be dangerous fire. With 2:37 to go in the second period, still 5-0.
Feels like a long second period.
A few more whistles, I think.
Yeah.
But we're not anywhere near the 100 face-off mark, which we've had in some games.
No, you're right. Those were the days.
That one game last year that had 97 face-offs was brutal. WestConn takes it inside their own zone. Warzel feeds it across to Fortier, who dumps it in. Eagles chase after it. Montague behind his own net, rimmed it around, looking for Kennedy. Swain check, still there though. Now the Eagles hitting a little bit. Santoro wants to be a little careful. Chipped it up the wall to Swain, and the Eagles come out with it nicely. Swain gets to center, looking for Gazzardi. Swain goes down. Fortier avoids the hit from Santoro. Turnover, though, to Kennedy inside the Eagles zone, and the Eagles will come out with it. Montague tried to chip it up the wall. Played out the center, taken nicely by Gazzardi. Can't get it deep, though. And then turned over by WestConn again, who tried to get a little too fancy, was Andrioni. Now dumped in, off the leg of Kennedy. Gets it away to Swain. Eagles make a line change behind the play as Pekka comes on. And then the puck sent all the way down. No icing. That'll force Kennedy to chase after it with Jabusek on him. Kennedy, NE10 Rookie of the Year. The reigning and defending one. And now the Eagles come out 3-on-2 if they hurry. Macau gives it back. Looks across for a shot that gets deflected into the netting as the puck was fed to Scotty Swain, who had Pekka on the near side on a modified 3-on-1, more like a 3-on-2. With 1:25 to go in period 2, face-off to the right of Dylan DeWachter, who replaced goaltender Malty Hedlund after goal number 5. Hasn't had a ton of work since coming in, but has made 3 or 4 saves to his credit. Puck ahead to Gonzalez. Gonzalez in over the line on right wing. Tries to get around the defensive Rieger. He does. Centered it out in front. And Kunin does a good job to hold that puck in the crease with Jabusek right in front of him. And now some pushing and shoving. Marshall Curry in there as well.
We might go 4-on-4 here.
And somebody's trying to get somebody else in a arm drag. Who is that over there? That's Macau. Not happy with Jabusek. Eagles send out Haas, Murray, and Kimball. Let's see if we do go 4-on-4 here. Norling's going in. So is Peters. And an extra penalty to Jabusek, so that might put the Eagles 5-on-4. All of this happening with 1:12 to go in period number 2. 2 Wolves in, 1 Eagle in the box. Let's see what the official call. And there's going to be a power play for the Eagles, as Peters' penalty is on the board. Oh, now they put Norling's penalty on the board. Well, 2 Wolves went in, 1 Eagle did, so either have 4-on-4 or 5-on-4. Let's see. We've moved positions, but we can't hear the officials any better than we did before.
They're talking about it.
While they're talking, let's get you an update from Springfield. Final score, AIC 19, post 10. So the football team has lost its 5th in a row. AIC gets its first win in the NE10 this season. 19-10 final AIC over Post. Start of the second period up at St. Mike's. Women's hockey leads St. Mike's 2-1 up in Vermont. So while there were a lot of things on the board, I think it's going to be a 5-on-4, Coach, just based on how everything is. And yep, the official penalty on the board is Jabusek. 2 for roughing, 18:48. So the Eagles go to their 4th power play of the game. They're 2 for 3.
Which, based on their success so far today, obviously that's not a situation you want to put yourself in.
Should be 5-on-4. There's currently only 4 Eagles on the ice. I don't think we're going 4-on-3 here. Although there was that game last year where
it was, yeah.
Yeah, we had that weird situation.
It seemed like it went from 5-on-3 to 4-on-3 to
3-on-3.
Yeah.
So the Eagles' second power play unit out there. That's Gazzardi, Murray, McCowell, Kennedy, and Rieger. Nice clean win to Kennedy. Kennedy on the near side point. Goes away from the defense, moves it down into the corner, goes behind the net, picked up by Gazzardi. Gazzardi being chop-checked by Moran. Makes a nice move to get away from Moran, comes out the far side, goes back to the point to Rieger. Rieger right at the blue line, gives back to Gazzardi. Rieger right on the edge of the blue line. Feeds it to Kennedy. He tries to go across the ice to Gazzardi. Gazzardi gets checked. They tried to swim it out, did WestConn, but he hit it off the back of the net. Now Kennedy being chopped at right here in front of us. Nice pass to McCall. McCall goes across the ice. One-timer stopped right on. That was a nice play. The only problem with it was Murray's a little too far out. It took a little too long to get him the puck as he one-timed it. That gave DeWachter enough time to go from the left side to the right side of his crease to make that save. But overall, a nice setup there.
Yeah, and he did a good job, too. He was a little bit higher into the paint, so he could make that move. A little bigger body than the other goaltender as well.
35.4 seconds to go in the second period. This power play will carry over if the Eagles can't score. Shot out as taken by Haas. Haas gave to Swain, who turned it over, and back the other way comes WestConn with a shot that's deflected into the netting. That was Blake Alexander, the sophomore out of Mansfield, Connecticut. So the face-off to Ben's right with 20.8 seconds to go in the second. Still a minute 9 to go on the man advantage. So as I said, it'll carry over if the Eagles can't get a goal here in the last 20.8. WestConn has 5 players on the ice. Somebody has to get off. Face-off between Curry and looks like Santoro down there. Also wearing an A this season, I believe. Yes, he is. Puck won by WestConn. Long shot taken from the point by Fortier. Wide, didn't get to Ben. Now Santoro behind his own net with 10 seconds to go in the period. He falls down and turns it over. Here's Curry toward the net, but a good job by Swain to get back to back check and take it away. One last rush. 1 second. Long shot taken. Missed by DeWachter, but it goes wide. And that's how we end 2 periods here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles get 2 in that second period, now lead 5-0. Again, other than some penalties, Coach, defensively the Eagles have looked good. The PK has looked good. The offense has looked good. Not much to quibble about, but coaches will always find something. So what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think you make the argument, right? Marginally, if you're WestConn, hey, 2-0 in the period is better than 3-0 in the period. Both teams, however, have, I'm sure, the same goal in mind for this third period. This is the period that you want to win. The Eagles to continue to show that they can get on an opponent, step on their throat, and finish the game, figuratively. And WestConn, conversely, we need to show that we don't quit. Doesn't matter if it's 5-0, we're up, or we're down 5-0, we don't quit. Both message I think Coach is conveying to both teams, because as they get into league play next week, that's going to be important to have that type of a mindset.
Finish strong for sure.
Yes, so I think that's what they look for, both teams really.
Through 2 periods at the Sports Center of Connecticut, 5-0 Eagles. We'll be back in 2 minutes with a look around the NE10 like we do in the second period intermission of every game that we cover here on the Post University Sports Network. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the Post University Sports Network, comprising the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. I'm Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney with me as well. Eagles lead 5-0 in the second period intermission. As we go around the NE10, we'll update you on the other scores going on with the Post teams playing today. Brought to you by Post University, ranked as one of the top online colleges for 2025 by Newsweek. So ask yourself, are you a Post person? What are you waiting for? Reach out to Post University today to see what they can offer you, online, hybrid, or on-campus options await. For more information on all of Post's degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Let's get you updated on the Post sports scene today because it's incredibly busy before we dive into the NE10 stuff. We told you football team lost to AIC 19-10. They fall to 3-5 on the season. Their home finale will be a week from today, 1 p.m. up at the Municipal Stadium. Pregame 12:45 on the Post University Sports Network. 1 p.m. kickoff. I will be up there for that game, doing that on Saturday. Women's volleyball wins their 7th in a row, 3-1 over Wilmington, 25-20 in the final set. So the Eagles move to 20-3 on the season, apply all the pressure they need and get themselves into the NCAA tournament. Women's hockey still 2-1 up at St. Mike's late midway through period number 2 up in Vermont. Their next home game will be Friday against St. A's here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, 8 p.m. upstairs. 8 p.m. and then 1 p.m. both against St. A's. So Friday and Saturday hockey for the women. A week from today, they have a break after their game against St. A's today. See if we can get you a men's soccer update, and then we'll jump into the NE10 stuff. That game started a little while ago. As men's soccer unbeaten on the season. And there is no update to that game at this moment. So no score between Georgian Court and the Post men's soccer team this afternoon. For the Post men, they play at Assumption on Friday, 7 p.m., and then are home here at the Sports Center of Connecticut at 7 p.m. to host Assumption. So their first 2 conference games right away against Assumption, road and home. Somebody will be in my seat on Saturday as I'm doing a football game with Coach. Cover that game on Saturday, but I'll be back for the next set of home games against St. Mike's. Always a barn burner on the 21st and the 22nd. All right, let's get to the NE10. The preseason coaches poll picked St. A's as the favorite to win the conference. They had 5 first-place votes out of the 6 coaches. St. Mike's picked to finish second. Assumption picked to finish third. They received the other first-place vote. Southern New Hampshire picked to finish fourth with 16 points, although there is coaching turmoil up at Southern New Hampshire with their head coach currently suspended. No update on what the plans are with him, whether he's coming back or other arrangements will be made. Obviously, there's an assistant coach covering right now up at Southern New Hampshire. But picked to finish fourth right now. The Eagles picked to finish fifth, which is a little shocking considering the amount of return of players and how close they were to being fourth or third or even second last season. And Franklin Pierce rounds out the 6 NE10 hockey teams with a 6th place prediction finish. Regular season got underway yesterday. Keene State defeated St. A's 2-1 up in Manchester. St. Mike's tied the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts 2-2. That'll be a team that the Eagles will face later this season. That game was in North Adams, Massachusetts, 2-2 the final there. And Worcester State defeated Assumption in overtime 3-2 up in Worcester yesterday as Assumption falls 3-2. Scheduled today, this is the only game currently going on in the NE10. St. Mike's plays MCLA again today, 5 p.m. in North Adams. So that game gets going in about an hour. Franklin Pierce travels to Keene State. That game starts at 5. St. A's against Southern Maine. That game starts at 6. and Framingham State. Framingham State is at Southern New Hampshire at 7:30 tonight. I don't think the NE10 schedule is up to date because Assumption is scheduled to play Assumption twice.
Well, that's a win-win situation right there, isn't it?
Can't really lose, right?
No.
November 4th, which is a Thursday. No, that's actually Tuesday. Westfield State will travel to Franklin Pierce, and then Friday, Southern New Hampshire, Franklin Pierce, St. Mike's, and St. A's, and post at Assumption. And then all those teams will play each other again a week from today. Only change, really, is that the Eagles and Assumption will switch locations, everybody else playing each other here. That's your look around the NE10 for a Saturday and the season opening game, November 1st. Here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. We'll come back with a second period recap and Coach Whitney's thoughts. In 2 minutes, you're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the Post University Sports Network, comprising the CACC network, and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles lead 5-0 over the Western Connecticut State University Wolves, playing only their second game as a varsity program. Goals in the second period, 2 minutes and 7 seconds apart. Connor Murray on the power play took a nice feed, skated heavy down right wing and got a wrist shot past goaltender Headland for his first of the season and give the assist to A.J. Gazzardi, the freshman out of Berlin, Connecticut, his first point as an Eagle, and the Eagles led 4-0. Then another power play shortly thereafter, and at 10:35, Parker Norling took a nice feed, and from the far side this time of the ice, top of the circle, took a wrist shot and beat goaltender Headland. His last shot he was going to see today. Scotty Swain gets one assist. Jacob Howell gets his second point of the game for the second assist. So the second power play goal by the Eagles. They led 5-0. Headland got pulled at that point, and Dylan DeWachter came in to take his place. He has stopped 7 shots since then, since the change in goaltender. Shots on goal in the second period for Post 12, a 2-period total of 29. For WestConn 5, a 2-period total of 17. Complete turnaround in the faceoff dot as well. Eagles 17-6 in the second period, lead 27-19 overall. Connor McCall 9-4, Jacob Howell 8-4. Joe Santoro top 5 in the NE10 in faceoff percentage, 6-6. Coach, overall, as we talked about at the end of the period, good job by the Eagles, who will start the period in the middle of their fourth power play. But, again, coaches will find the things to nitpick about. You discuss winning the third period. They got 2 conference games coming up next week against Assumption. You want to start off good in the conference. It's a long season, but it was those small points you can point. Sometimes people say, well, those games early in the season don't matter as much as games late in the season. But when you're 1 point out of fourth place and hosting a home game, those points add up.
Yeah, they do. And, the advantage that you have when you have a veteran team is those are the things that you can speak to, right? When you've got that new team like Coach has, it's a broader spectrum of things we need to address. First and foremost is your work ethic and your effort. And that team, again, watching him yesterday and watching him today, they're tired, but they're not giving up. So he's well on his way to be able to talk about, okay, when you're tired, let's get our head up and look before we move a puck. Let's communicate better, because we've seen that a couple of times right in here on the penalty kill where 2 players went for the same puck, turned that puck over. Things like that you can now begin to the tactical and technical aspects you can attack, as opposed to more of the humanistic things like effort, hard work, sticking together when times get tough and you have your adversity. So he seems to be well on his way with that, which is a great start when you're trying to create a program.
Also, I'm sure, and you know this as well as anybody, there are 10 guys sitting on the bench, sitting in the stands today who would love that opportunity. So if you're not going to give effort in a game where it's not going your way, you're going to be sitting out there, and one of those guys is going to be on the ice.
100%. And then the other thing about being a new team and it's fresh like that, you're still taking the test, so to speak, with Coach and showing them that, you know what, I should be in the lineup. So there's no preconception, no preconceived ideas that may happen just over time once you get to be a junior or senior. At that point, your hockey personality is pretty much developed, whereas you don't have that now as a freshman. Every day's a new day. I can get better, and I can show you that I'm better.
Same sort of story for the Eagles as well. They brought back more players than they have probably in any season in a long time. So finding a spot to take somebody out of that lineup and put somebody in, Coach Richter started 3 newbies today. All 3 of them have points. It says something about you're going to have to earn your time with this team, because 3 newbies took 3 veteran spots, and all of them have points in this game.
Yeah, and as a coach, you want that. And as a player, if you're a competitor, you relish the opportunity to show, regardless, I am better than you for the lineup next game. And I'm going to show you. And that just makes everybody better, and that's what competition is. And if you don't compete, you shouldn't be out there.
Start of the third period, Eagles will have 48 seconds remaining on their 4th power play. Eagles in their home whites going right to left, their new home whites, very nice looking jerseys. We'll go right to left. WestConn, the Wolves, going left to right in their black and orange uniforms. Eagles lead 5-0, start of period number 3. We thank you for joining us wherever you are on the Post University Sports Network. A busy day of athletics on the Post campus and around the Post University sports scene, with every fall sport basically having a event of some kind outside of cross country, I think. So thank you also to all of our engineering and producers. They've done a great job, somewhat shorthanded here today because they're spread out over so many events. So we thank them in particular for their efforts as well.
Yes, and they've climbed the ladder of success today.
They've climbed the ladder. In the Coach Pete Whitney Broadcast Center. Nice fancy move by Gazzardi over the line on the backhand. He scores! What a move by Gazzardi! And we talked about a newbie, the freshman from Berlin, Connecticut, his first varsity goal on a sweet backhand, a power play goal no less at 37 seconds. The Eagles lead 6-0, and that's his second point of the game, Coach.
Yeah, and if you're WestConn, right, 37 seconds into the period, that's a heartbreaker, but we get to see for the next 19 minutes and change. Let's see what we're made of. Let's see how we can attack. Let's see how we can compete.
So Gazzardi, a goal and an assist today. We'll see who gets the assist on his goal, his first varsity goal, his second varsity point. 37 seconds in. Eagles 3 for 4 on the man advantage, which is significantly better than a hand pass right in the middle of the zone. Can't speak to the power play of last season, but sometimes you want to bring it up just for record-keeping purposes. See if we can get that. Eagles last year were 7 for 98 on the man advantage. That's 7%. Puck inside the Eagles zone, assist to Rieger and Kennedy. So a 2-point day for Aiden Kennedy as well. Rieger gets an assist as well. So Gazzardi from Rieger and Kennedy at 37 seconds as Kunin shoots it out of play.
Yeah, just touched the netting. Good eye by Townsend, the official there.
So Gazzardi a goal and an assist. Kennedy a goal and an assist. 6-0 Eagles early in period number 3. And again, saying they had 7 power play goals total all of last season, 7.1%. They have 3 in today's game. And I know the competition will change, but there have been times where programs have come into this game and looked at post as this kind of game. Right now, post is really doing something they haven't done in a long time.
That's true.
McMains, he picks up the puck at center, carries it in up on left wing. He's got an assist in this game as well. Stops, near circle, takes a shot, rims it wide all the way around and all the way down on the fresh ice. Owen Rieger has an assist on that 6th Eagle goal. Sophomore out of Foxborough, Massachusetts, takes a return pass by Wyatt Noble and stolen away by WestConn. Tian faked the shot, made a pass into the corner, but taken away by Kimball. Kimball, the Eagles' leading goal scorer last season, doesn't have a point today at all. So it's only game 1. Rieger sends it out to center. WestConn takes it at their own line, dumps it back in, but Noble steals it. Feeds a nice pass to Haas, who has his first goal of the season in the first period. And now Kimball gets to the red line, dumps it in. Eagles looking for a penalty, and they're going to get one. So they'll go back to the power play as McMains was hit at center. Or excuse me, that was Kimball that was hit at center by Ryan Tian, 5'7" freshman from Easton, Massachusetts. And one thing WestConn wants to be careful of is getting overly frustrated. Close game yesterday, the adrenaline rush, everything about a first game. Will change today. They're going to see some of this season being a first-year program. You don't want to start taking bad penalties.
No, and these are the things, again, as a coach you want to look at and you make your mental notes. Right? You make your mental notes and you have something now to address with your team and you have a way to improve. Because it's all about, again, your first year like this when you're doing this, it's all about finding those small victories and ways that you can improve, which ultimately will lead to a long-term improvement.
T&2 2 for elbowing at 2:35. So the Eagles on their 5th man advantage. They're 3 for 4 today. But WestConn sends it all the way down the ice, and Santoro will play it inside his own zone. This is what we'll call the first Eagle power play unit. 5 forwards. Norling, Santoro, Swain, Kimball, and Howell. Kimball gets it in the zone, but then spun away, and good job by WestConn to get it out to center. Now Swain with some speed being chopped at. Kept going, got the puck deep into the Wolves zone. Swain chases after, got rimmed all the way around, though, by defenseman Brousseau. Again, we talked about it. Moran and Brousseau have played a heavy amount of minutes for WestConn today. They seem to be out there every other shift as a defensive pair. Kennedy's now out there as the Eagles have changed the power play unit 1 minute into their 5th power play. Gazzardi, who just scored to start the 3rd period, brings it in up on right wing. He'll spin away, turn at the half wall, gives it back to Kennedy at the point. Over here for Rieger. Rieger fakes the shot, brings it toward the net, looking for a deflection as it went way wide. Kennedy picked it up, Top of the far circle, goes down. Cross-ice pass, looking in front, second bang at it. Stopped in front. I think the Wachter got a leg on it. Kennedy being checked, heavily watched, sends it in the middle to Murray, who took a heavy slap shot. Got deflected. I think the Wachter got a piece of it. Rebound shot. The Wachter makes a save there, but left a dangerous rebound. And the puck sent all the way down the ice with 15 seconds remaining on power play number 5 for the Eagles. They have 3 straight power play goals in this game. They lead 6-0. Murray sent it to Bolak, who tipped it off. All the way down. WestConn goes back to get it, sends it up the wall and all the way down. No icing, as they say. The power play just ended, or didn't end just before the puck got sent down. Centered in front. Nice play by WestConn to get down there as Blaze picks it up on the far side, sends it toward the net. Kunin sticks with it, pins it on the side of the net, still loose. And Howell finally comes away with it. He'll go up into the air and dump it out to center. Good lob wedge by Howell. Not far enough for an icing, but deep into the Wolves zone. Fortier spins away with it, can't get it out. Nice play by his opposing number, Wyatt Noble, number 4. Deep into the Wolves zone, an Eagle player went flying up in the air. That was Howell looking to get the puck. Pekka there. Turnover by the Wolves. Noble fanned on a shot, spins away with it, still has it, gets around one defender, gets around a second defender, closes in, backhand in front, looking for Howell, but finally blockered down and sent out to center is Gonzalez. Gonzalez with speed over the line, takes a shot right on. That was Blaze, 38, not 28. And Ben makes another save there. With 5:25 gone in the third, Eagles have 1 goal in this period. 6-0. They fall to 3 for 5 on the man advantage. With that last one not getting any goals. Good communication down there, as now we're in a closer position. You hear everybody talking to each other as well, so that's good. Led by Ben, of course.
Yep, no surprise there.
That's what your goaltender needs to do. Hope, who has an assist in this game, tries to get it to Glassrud. Hope ends up with the puck again and comes out the far side this time. Pekka goes over, tries to get it out, can't do it. Turnaround shot pops high in the air, goes behind the net. Glassrud using that 6'7" frame to take down McNulty, not just once, but twice. Eagles can't get it out. It's kept in. Long shot sticked away by Kunin. Taken from the point by Brusso. Still kept in. Another wrist shot through a maze, blocked by McCall, and he's feeling it as he's struggling to get off the ice, but the bench happens to be on this end. So he was able to get there. Hope gives to Glassrud. Glassrud looks up the middle, long pass off the stick of one of the WestConn players, so no icing. Swain goes in after it, rimmed around by DeWachter. Found one of his players, got it out the center, and then they turn it over back to Gazzardi. Fancy move. Nice pass to Swain. Swain up on right wing, 2-on-3. Tries to make a move, gets taken down with a nice hit by the WestConn defense. And back the other way comes WestConn, 4-on-2. In over the line is Jabusik. Takes a return pass from Curry, and a shot stopped by Kunin with the chest. Right off that Ian Eagles. Now back to the point to Peters. He'll take a shot through a maze, blocked in front, and now the Eagles will come back the other way. Here's Swain to Santoro. Santoro over the line, gets the puck, keeps going, looks to center in front. He did, but no Eagles were there as they went around the net, not to it. Ben's best save probably in a period and a half. That's how good the Eagle D has been playing, as that 4-on-2 man rush was nicely set up. But Ben stopped it with the Ian Eagles and kept it out of the net to keep it 6-0. Back the other way comes Boito. Boito sends it down looking for Fortier. Fortier, backhand puck into the slot, but goes out of the zone because the D was changing. The offense was changing. The D was out. And Drioni picked it up at center. Checked by Murray. There's a delay penalty on the Eagles upcoming. Not sure for what. A little bit of a hook I saw from Murray, but not sure what the actual penalty is. Pinned on the ball is Haas. Long shot from the point, stopped by Ben, who swallows it whole. And at 7:53, the Eagles will go shorthanded for the 5th time today.
Cross-check.
Cross-check to, who's it on? It's going to be on TJ Haas, a sophomore out of Heartland, Wisconsin. Eagles shorthanded for the 5th time today. 4 for 4 on the kill so far. Alexander, Hamilton, and Blaze out there for the Wolves. Pekka and McMains, the forwards for the Eagles. Glassroot and Hope, the defense. And that ever-present pair of Moran and Brousseau, the Wolves' defensive combination. Here's Moran. Feeds it up to his forward, but he turned it over, but got it over to Brousseau, who tries to bring it in with a nice fancy pass to, looks like Curry there. Curry. Turned it over to Glassroot, but then gave it to Gonzalez, did Glassroot. Gonzalez closes in, but good job by the Eagle defense to close that gap, as Gonzalez made a move to the middle, and Glassroot said, not today, leading to a high backhand. And the Eagles will change their 4 defenders. Again, if joining us for the first time this season, and why wouldn't you? It's their first game this season. We've changed our camera position. We're up here in the Coach Pete Whitney Broadcast Center. His idea, he built it somewhat. Someday we'll get electricity up here. Well, it'll be fun.
We're going to get it. I got a surprise for you at the end.
I just want the post banner.
You're going to love it.
Just want the post
banner.
The
banner would be great.
If I can get the banner, I'm a happy guy. It's the one thing missing. .122 to go on the 5th power play of the day for WestConn. They start conference play as well next weekend, as gets going pretty quickly in men's hockey here in the Northeast. Division I's obviously playing for a little while, but now Division II and Division III get going, and it gets busy quick. Schedule moves quickly. Long shot from the point. Stop. Ben got a leg on it. Goes behind the net. That shot taken from the point by Rose, and the Eagles get it and dump it all the way down the ice. DeWalker leaves for Fortier. Feeds a pass too far ahead for the streaking Warzel. And that puck sent all the way back to center. Fortier turns it around, gives to McNulty. McNulty, nice little chip pass to Goebel. Goebel gives it back to his point and leaves it for Rose. Rose takes a shot, blocked by McQuegan's leg, and sent all the way out to center. Eagles been unafraid to step into that slot area and block shots, and right back the other way is Blassingame. Blassingame right here in front of us, top of the near circle. Good poke check by Rieger, but kept in the zone of Fortier. Feeds it down, centering pass in front. He had way more time to McNulty than he thought. Could have turned, had plenty of time to make that pass better. Instead, it got deflected and into Ben Cunine. And then some pushing and shoving by Montague and Blassingame with 16 seconds remaining on the man advantage. 10:22 to go in the third period, 6-0 Eagles.
You have to appreciate WestConn too, right? Playing the game, not playing the score.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Again, all these guys looking for playing time, Coach, as you well know. They got to make an impression. And sometimes you make a bigger impression in a game you're getting blown out than the game that you're blowing somebody out.
That's true.
Bad angle shot taken by Blaze, stopped by Ben. Across the ice to Brousseau. Brousseau in front. He had somebody streaking. That was Blaze, but he fanned on his shot. He had a bit of an opening. In front again, nice stick by Noble. Goes back to Brousseau. Power play over. Eagles have killed off all 5 Western Connecticut power plays today. Rieger behind the net trying to escape. Makes a nice chip pass up ahead to Kimball, who sends it out to center to a streaking Haas, who came out of the box, and then Murray picked it up. Murray keeps going into the far side corner, tried to center it out in front. He did off the back of the leg. Gives to Haas. Haas spins away with it. Gets taken down. No call there. Not sure he fell as much as was taken down. But no call. We keep playing as Brousseau picks it up behind his net. Goes D to Moran. Moran behind his own net with 9:27 to go in the third. He'll skate the center with some speed. Makes a pass over here to Brousseau. He makes a fancy move. He closes it. Takes a shot and rimmed it off the crossbar.
Yeah, that thing just 3 inches down, and that's in the back of the net. That's a perfectly placed shot.
I've been saying it all game. Moran and Brousseau out there a ton, and those two just worked their magic. And Brousseau closed in, top of the far circle, had an angle, took a shot, and hit sort of the corner spot between the crossbar and post. And stayed out of the net, so face off to Ben's left. Won by the Eagles. Montague across the ice to Pekka, fanned on his pass, lost the puck, but Kennedy right there to pick it up. Pekka gets the center, dumps it down. Norling chases after it. Rimmed around as Peters finds somebody and gets it out the center. 3-on-2 over the line is WestConn with a shot toward the net, and there's some black object in the middle of the ice. It's not good.
It's like a butt end.
Kennedy in the near side corner, spins away from the check of Curry. McCowell feeds it up the wall. A nice pass in front as it was stolen. Rebound shot taken by Tian, who looks to the sky as they made a nice steal and a centering pass. Tian double pumped it because of the ice surface and then wristed it into the netting behind Ben Kunin.
I'll tell you, again, WestConn just moving pucks around and getting some opportunities now.
Face-off won by the Eagles, and out comes, looks like McMains. McMains gives to Bolak, had it roll off his stick, and then the Wachter gets out there to make a save. Eagles will be home a week from today. That's after a road game at Assumption, 7 p.m. against Assumption here a week from today at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Coach will be with somebody else next Saturday as I got to go do football for the home finale.
Never enough Nelson to go around.
Never enough. My wife feels the same way. Back to the point is Noble. Noble gives over, takes a shot, did Kimball. It deflected off a leg high in the air, but kept in the zone nicely by Bolak. Cross to Noble. Noble closing in, takes the shot. Rebound. The Wachter got in front of it, and he was 10 feet outside his crease. To cut the angle on Noble, had lots of time and space. With 8:11 to go in the third, still 6-1.
You've got 8 minutes left, and really you want to see both teams trying to play for their goaltender a bit here, right? Post keeping on the pressure offensively, and then WestConn trying to do the same thing, pressure on offensively to help their goaltender out.
Eagles play it behind their own net. Owen Rieger chips it up the wall, but good job by WestConn to keep fighting. Puck stays in the zone, rimmed all the way around from near to far, where Noble will go across the ice to Rieger. Rieger, quick pass ahead for Swain. Swain looking for some speed, feeds a nice pass to Santoro. He's got a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Over the line, Gazzardi takes a shot right on, and a good save by DeWachter, who cut in front and made that save there. But a nice stop. Eagles win the faceoff. Toward the net does Glassrud go. Takes a shot. Hope keeps the puck in. Top of the near circle does Hope. And it's going to take me a while to get Delory's name out of my head because he's 27 and now Hope's 27. Haas takes a hit, loses the puck, and out comes Tehan the other way with a long pass up here on right wing. But there's a penalty behind the play. Looks like it's on Peters, and the Eagles are going to go on their 6-man advantage. Peters for roughing at 12:41, so the Eagles will go on their 6-man advantage. Eagles to their 6-man advantage. Santoro on the faceoff wins it nicely over here for Swain with a wrist shot and a left pad save, In front, the recenter goes, and no goal. Stopped by DeWachter as WestConn getting a little frustrated, and now some pushing and shoving in front of DeWachter. As Swain started that play, but Santoro won the faceoff, so that first 8 seconds of the man advantage. DeWachter with a couple of saves. Santoro with a face-off to DeWachter's right. Wins it again, passed it back to Howell, but it hopped over his stick and all the way into the Eagle zone. Howell being chased by the very aggressive Blaze. Feeds up to Norling. Norling across the ice looking for Santoro. Swain in there as well. 5 players down there, but nobody on the far side point. And out 3-on-1 comes WestConn. Over the line, looks for a pass across the Blaze. It hopped over some sticks. And then a recenter, and Blaze gets hit. And out comes Norling. Norling to center. Gives to Howell. Long shot goes wide. Eagles changing behind the play. Puck goes out to center. Eagles have 4 guys on the ice, now 5. Okay. Rieger drops it off for Gazzardi, who has the goal in this period. 2 points on the game for Gazzardi, the freshman from Berlin, Connecticut. And here comes Kennedy. Across the ice, looking for McCall. Rolls off his stick, goes behind the net, but 2 Eagles there fighting for it. Gazzardi leading the charge. Gazzardi goes behind his net to McCall with 45 seconds remaining on this man advantage. McCall leaves for Murray, gets chopped off his stick, rimmed all the way around and out because nobody's on the near side point. And the Eagles will start again with 30 seconds remaining on their 6th power play of the game. They're 3 for 5. Here's Rieger. Nice pass to Gazzardi. Tries to pick it up at center. Lost it. Goes off Kennedy's leg into the middle. McCall had it chopped off his stick. And fighting for it with speed aggressively is Boito. He took a shot that got blocked. And now Rieger with one last opportunity gives to Murray. Murray flying McMains, but a nice diving stop by Tian or Boyho. Couldn't see if that's 9 or 8. Looks like it was 9, so call it Tian with a nice play. And the Eagles' 6th power play is over. 3 for 6 on the man advantage today are the Eagles. Again, the team only scored 7 power play goals all of last season, but they do have 3 today. Puck stolen at center, backhanded by Montague, turned over. WestConn comes back the other way with Rose. Rose brings it in over the line, had it checked by Montague, and now the Eagles have an opportunity with the defense changing behind the play, but good job by Fortier to get in front of McMains. McMains, though, stays on Fortier, turned the puck over and got it back, tried to center it out in front to McQuegan. Rolled off his stick. Return by Montague, takes a shot from the far side point. Blocked in front, didn't get to the Wachter. And now a behind-the-back pass by Rose out the center will allow the rest of the WestConn team to change. And Montague behind his own net with 4:32 to go in the third period. 6-0 Eagles. Noble gets it out to center. Sends it back in. Stolen by Howell. And chopped all the way down the ice. Pekka racing in after it. Pekka gets taken down, no penalty called, and then chopped out to center. Chopped out into the middle of the zone. Did McNulty, turned it over. McCall gets it back to Glassford. One-timer from the point, bounces wide. Picked up on the far side by Norling. Norling spindles it behind the net. McCall chasing after it. McNulty over there. He'll try to get it out again, this time a little bit more successfully. Hope had to go off his stick and an opportunity down the middle of the ice for Rose, but he got hammered by the Hope and Glassrud combination. And now a pass to Norling on the near side, crossed the ice into the WestConn zone, but turned over and taken by Curry. Curry gives to Moran. Moran in over the line. On left wing, now goes behind the net, holds, waits, spins, comes out the near side, takes a shot, gets deflected way wide. Back to the point, tries to dump it behind the net, but the player behind the net struggling to keep his skates was Marshall Curry, 6'3", 195 out of New Canaan, Connecticut. Taken by Gonzalez. Gonzalez feeds a nice pass over here for Curry, who takes a shot that's gloved by Ben with 3:08 to go in the third period. And the Eagles leading 6-0. Credit to WestConn, they keep pushing, which is what you should be doing on a new team when you're a bunch of freshmen and sophomores.
Well, absolutely right. Like you had mentioned before, this is an opportunity to show to impress. And at this point, everyone's getting a chance, so let's see what you got.
Santoro and Curry on the draw, one by Curry, who's done well in the draws today himself. Pinned on the wall right in front of us is Jabusik, and then Swain tries to get away from the on-rushing Brusso. Turned the puck over at center ice, but does a good job to watch Curran. Hits Curran, forces him to make a pass, and gives it to Jabusik. Jabusik trying to get out of the zone, goes across the ice, but a nice step up by Rieger, forces a turnover, and here comes Rieger. Owen Rieger in over the line, dumps it down into the far side corner. Santoro leaves it in front for Gazzardi, who's centered, looking for a streaking Swain. But taken away by WestConn. Brought in over the line is Jabusek. Had it chopped off the stick of Gonzalez, and back the other way comes Santoro. Santoro gets to the red line, dumps it high in the air with 2:23 to go in regulation time. 6-0 Eagles. Don't forget to stay with us after the game. We'll do the 3 stars, and we'll have a couple player interviews as well here on opening day for the men's hockey team here in Shelton today. Looks like the Eagles will win this one, leading by 6 with 2 minutes to go. Just see how it all finishes out. Here's Murray. Up at center. He's got a streaking Kimball in over the line. Kimball, fancy move, looks for Murray, who takes a shot streaking down the net. DeWachter made the save, kicked it into the corner. Far side corner, and dumped to center where Noble will play it. Go D to Montague. Nice little chip pass to Kimball, and he'll dump it down into the zone. Dump and chase time for the Eagles. Howe picks it up. He's got 2 assists today of his own. Looking for a streaking McQuegan. Couldn't get it there because of the checking of WestConn. Bolak turned it over. Brought in the other way by Blassingame. Over the line. Takes a shot. Stopped by Ben. Kicked into the near side corner. McQuegan gets there. Tries to push it out of the zone. And sent to center. Bolak feeds McQuegan with a minute to go in the third. Montague rims it around from near to far, trying to get it out to center. The Eagles do. Nearly a steal by Howell with nobody in front of him, but WestConn did good to get back defensively. And they'll push up the ice with 44 seconds remaining in the third. Long pass to Hamilton. Hamilton on the far side gets checked by Montague, turns it over to Hope. Hope looks for Pekka. Nice chip play to Macau. Macau at the red line, gets to the blue, brings it in over the line to Norling, who takes a shot, gets deflected up in the air and out of play. 28.1 to go in the third. Face off deep inside the WestConn zone. He's 28 seconds away from winning the period, Coach. 1-0 as it may be. The Post can win the period with 28 more seconds.
Yes. Yep. Again, like we said, you want to do that, you got to set the tone.
Here
and
comes
WestConn setting a tone as well, right there, right to the final bell, so to speak.
20 seconds to go in the third period. Puck dumped in, no icing. Kennedy with 10 behind the net. Avoids the on-check of Alexander. Eagles get it out of the zone with 5. Pekka carries it in, dumps it in. And for Ben Kunin jumping up and down in his crease, a shutout on opening day. 6-0. The final as Ben shuts out Western Connecticut. And am I right? That's the first shutout in program history?
I am trying to verify that.
According to our record book, that then the reaction of the team,
it would seem as
such. It makes me think that is a program record. First shutout in program history. Sometimes relying on other people's stats, and I can't go through every game in the middle of the game, but a mob scene around Ben Kunin. 6-0 shutout. At least Ben's first shutout, at a minimum, at Post University.
Yes.
Whether it's the program record.
We'll go with that to start.
Yeah, we'll figure that out in the next few minutes. But for Ben, a shutout, his first shutout as an Eagle, might be the first shutout in program history, which says something because we're in year 11 now, right?
Yes, it does.
So, but congratulations to the Eagles, a 6-0 win. As they shake hands here this afternoon. Hopefully we'll get Ben up here. Coach, third period, only one goal was Gazzardi, 37 seconds into the third period on the power play. Eagles 3 for 6 on the man advantage today, which was nearly half of their power play goals all of last season. For WestConn, 0 for 6 on the man advantage, so the Eagles did a good job defensively. Overall, a good day for the Eagles. We'll hopefully get Ben up here for a post-game interview and see if we can get Aiden Kennedy up here as well. He had a goal and an assist today. Successful opening day for the Eagles to go to 1-0.
Yeah, no question. No question. It's what you needed to do and wanted to do. So the table is set to see what next weekend brings. You got a good week of practice, and you learned a lot about your team, and you have some things you can maybe work on here and there, a couple little fine-tuned things, and then you got a different team, different day. Enjoy your day. Get a nice dinner. Visit with your folks, hopefully, if they're in town, or make a phone call, and get back at it.
So before we move on to Post and what they do next, let's talk about WestConn for a second. Again, I don't want to call it a tough weekend, that first game, 5-4 overtime game. They scored a late goal to tie it, send it to overtime. They lose shortly thereafter in overtime. Where do they go from here as a program? We're not going to see them again until next year, but where do they go as a program?
Well, again, like I said, you continue. Coach continues to fine-tune those little things. One of the aspects, and I'm really happy for him and encouraged when I watch this team play, is one thing it seems like you don't have to teach this team is effort, because they worked right till the final whistle. So I like that. That part was really, really good. I thought they did that extremely, extremely well. So now you begin to fine-tune those other bits of process, right? Communication is something that we saw here and there. Maybe could have done a little better job at that maybe missed here on certain things. When the pace of the game gets faster and you need to think and react, because it's very different. It's very different when you move from a junior level to an NCAA level, right? When you're playing juniors, some of the guys you played with will play NCAA hockey. Some will play club hockey. Some won't play again. But once you make that jump to the NCAA, everybody you play against is there because they are of the level of the NCAA. And then within that, there becomes other levels. So you have your experienced veteran teams that can move the puck quick. They're used to playing together. And, if I was WestConn, I would work on attacks, outnumbered, where we can move the puck quickly to each other to try to get opportunities. Because, again, that becomes just getting up to speed and the pace. And Coach was very familiar with that, right, because he played American League, spent some time in the NHL as well. So you see the difference between those two. And I think that's something that they obviously want to work on. And it's great that that's what you have to work on. You don't have to sit with your staff and try to figure out how are we going to get these guys to compete, because this team competes. There's no question. I love the way that they compete. I love the way they work hard, and they've got nowhere to go but up in terms of they're going to be getting better. There's no question they're going to be getting better, and that's a great thing to see. I love that. I'm excited. I'm excited for him. Kind of sends me back several years when we were in that position where we got, we got heart, we got a little bit of skill. Now we got to get a little bit of smarts.
That's what we call on television vamping, which allowed me to do what I needed to do. That is the first shutout in program history.
That's fantastic.
As I went through every game to see every win to see what the score was. So that's the first shutout in program history.
So I get the assist.
You do. For me, you get an assist.
All right. That's all that matters to me.
There you go. So congratulations to Ben Kunin, who hopefully we will get up here in our exciting new broadcast center with our exciting new ladder. 6-0 the shutout, his first shutout in program history. Not just his first shutout, but the first shutout in the 11-year history of the post-university program. So congratulations to everybody. And, I'm sure without speaking for him, some of the first words out of his mouth will be it's not a singular effort, and all of the defensemen and all of his team who blocked a lot of shots today are key to that record being broken or set today.
Yeah, there's no question.
Let's get to the 3 stars, as brought to you by Post University. As we thank Coach for vamping, he gets a 4th star for covering that, so I can look through that.
All right,
I'll
take it.
Brought to you by Post University, who wants you to ask yourself, are you a Post person? Post makes it personal with fast, flexible, and affordable programs that are designed to help you achieve your goals. No matter where you are on your academic journey, Post offers hybrid, online, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For more information on all the Post degree programs, to visit campus, to take a tour, or to apply, that's post.edu. Post.edu. Coach, the 3 stars.
So my first star goes to, with no surprise, first shutout in program history. You can't overlook that. Ben Kunin for that.
I don't think you can overlook that.
Ben's the first star, no?
27 saves officially, Coach, by the way.
Yeah, which is great. Second star, I give him to Joe Santoro, leading the way as a veteran. He's got a letter on his jersey. He played like that today. He played in control. He played tough. He played strong. He made good decisions. Was good on draws. So I give Joe the 2nd star. And the 3rd star I give to a new player who we mentioned his name a lot, and he was rewarded with a goal. I give that to Gazzardi for the 3rd star. And I give an honorable mention, honestly, to the WestConn goaltender, Dylan DeWachter, who kept his team in it, right? He got to a 5-0 game, and he kept his team in it, and he made some saves. And I thought the guys played well around him, and he no bad body language with him. Really, really, really strong, I thought he was. And I thought he had a good roughly period and a half-ish. I think it turned out to be. So
yeah, a little more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought he played really, really well. And I think this team's got nowhere to go but up, and I mean that in a positive way, because so many positives you can pull out of this if you're WestConn.
So the 3 stars is picked up here in the broadcast booth. A.J. Gazzardi, the freshman out of Berlin, Connecticut, a goal and an assist today. 2nd star with the game-winning goal and the opening goal, Joe Santoro, who had a goal today. And the number 1 star, we could list the 38 reasons he was the number 1 star, but the first shutout in program history, his first career shutout, and 27 saves for Ben Kunin, the 1st star of the game. Also just want to add a couple stats in here for knowledge. Eagles blocked 21 shots today and won 41 face-offs to 24 for WestConn. 3 for 6 on the man advantage, 0 for 5 for WestConn. Overall, a good day. But as we talked about, and as we talk about both off-air and on-air, a lot of good things today. Big conference games next week, things to work on, because you can take all this excitement and you beat a team. It's happened to them a lot. So it's happened to this program a lot where teams come in here expecting to win these type of games. I didn't have enough time to go through every game to figure out how many times they've won by 6 goals. I'd probably bet this is 1 or 2. Just looking quickly through the list, there aren't many games where they won 6-0, won by 6 goals, rather, let alone the shutout. So, how do you not let this inflate your ego too much, knowing you've got a tough Assumption team back-to-back Friday, Saturday?
Well, I think this is where your fact that you have a veteran team comes into play. I think that they're the ones that are going to look at this, and they're going to talk about it, and they're going to have that conversation that, we've got a 2 league games coming up, and that's the difference maker. Is how we're starting this year is as great as this was, and it was so many positives out of this game for both. The real test comes, what do you do in your league game? How do you look against a team that is always in the hunt for the NE10 championship? Because at the end of the day, that's where you want to be. You want to win some playoff games. You want to try to get back to the championship, and you want to take care of some years past unfinished business, so to speak. So that's where your veterans step in, and they've got that type of leadership in the room. They really do. So I think they really know what needs to be done, and it'll be fun watching next week and seeing where we've actually progressed to.
We await Ben Kunin at a minimum to come up here. He's going to have to take off those pads to climb that ladder. We are not in the middle of the fan section as we have been in the last few years, so he can't just sort of walk over and see us. He's got to climb up that ladder. Hopefully also get Aiden Kennedy as well. 6-0 win for the Eagles as we determined and figured out the first shutout in program history this afternoon. And can't say enough about it because, again, it's a new team they played against today in Western Connecticut, who played a tough game against Albertus Magnus last night. At the same time, though, you set program history. It's 11 years. It's not as if, this is game 3 for the Eagles, and, it's an important moment for the Eagles to get that shutout, something that Ben can ride. And, to a lot of people, he should have been second, if not first team all-conference in goal last year. He led the NE10 in save percentage. He led the NE10 in saves per game. There's no question in our minds and many others that he should have at least been on one of those 2 teams and probably should have been on first team all NE10. So he steps up as a senior. This is a big year for him as he, I believe, is making his way over here. And then he realizes he's got to climb the ladder. And he's probably going to have to take the pads off to make it up there.
Our cord's not long enough. I'd love to be able to lower these down, but it's not going to work to get the headset
It's only our
down
first game here today, so we will.
Could he use the elevator? No, wait.
We will have to work this out up here in the brand new broadcast center as to how we're going to make all this work.
So I guess we're going to have to talk to Ben last.
We'll do Ben last. Hopefully, Aiden will get himself up here.
And he has his skates on.
So I'm gonna vamp now while we figure this out.
Well, I think the first question is, what are your GPAs?
I don't think you want to climb up with the skates on, and I don't want Coach Richter to come over here and attack me. So, because that wouldn't be good. Yeah, we're gonna have to work this out as we move forward. But that's why this is game one up here in the new broadcast center, folks.
Yeah. As they look, staring. You know what? A nice set of wooden stairs with a landing.
Wooden stairs would be, Post-university banner, something. We'll get there.
Yeah, we will. There's no question.
This is only on YouTube going around the entire world while we try to figure out how two hockey players with skates on can get up a ladder. But we will work this out. And hopefully none of them are afraid of heights, which will make it even more entertaining as we move forward. All right. All right. Don't worry about it. You climbed the ladder. That's half the battle.
Oh, I know.
That alone gets you a star in this game.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations. 6-0 win today. Before we get into you first, let's talk about the guy who we're going to interview next. Ben, first shutout in program history, as we've discovered. First career shutout for him. Great job by him overall, 6-0 win.
Oh, yeah. No, the boys love Ben, and he's definitely one of our leaders in our locker room, and it's every game he's out there, we all get together and we try to do whatever we can to just protect him, play our best, and just overall just come together and put out a complete team win. So we're all happy. He definitely deserves it. He's the best kid I've ever played with, and nothing. There's a lot I can say, but he truly deserves it. So.
Absolutely. Let's talk about this game today before we get into you a little bit more. Team overall, Coach and I joke that 6-0 win is great, but there's always something to nitpick about. At the same time, everybody played hard, and I think getting those 6 goals makes you guys feel good. You got a big weekend coming up with Assumption. So what do you do between now and then to sort of up your game a little bit more?
I think we've been building throughout these first months of skates, just really focusing on getting pucks to the net. Like we really struggled last year with kind of scoring and getting that puck in the back of the net. So it definitely feels good getting a lot of goals on the board here today. But I think we just got to continue what we're doing. This is. We were talking in the locker room before I came up here. This is probably one of the best wins in our program history. Just the way we played, the way we capitalized on all of our opportunities, and just the way we competed. So I think just keeping the same way we going and going to conference play, try to be stronger and play the same way. So
talk about the power play today. 7 power play goals all of last year. You got 3 today. A couple of assists for you. Talk about the power play. What sort of changes you guys have made to get, again, probably pucks toward the net, but at the same time, you got 3 today.
Yeah, definitely. Our power play we've been working on a lot is we've been focusing a lot more on moving without the puck. I think last year we kind of struggled a little bit when we got too stagnant, kind of standing still, just waiting for the pass to come to us. But we've been working on a lot of off the puck movement, and obviously it showed here today where we got different chances where we threw it on net. Different guys coming in and tapping home rebounds. So, yeah, definitely we've been focusing more on off-the-puck movement and just overall capitalizing on shots to the net, shooting lower, and overall just getting the puck in the back of the net. So
we joke up here you're the reigning and defending NE10 Rookie of the Year, which you get that title the entire season.
Yeah.
What did you do in the offseason to sort of take your game from just being there, second team all NE10 as well, but really wanting to take your game to another level? Leading scorer on the team as well last year.
Yeah, no, definitely. At first I want to say shout out to my parents watching from back home Chicago, and my family, my girlfriend, everyone. Definitely they're a big part. Definitely just their support, give me everything I can, like traveling everywhere. So I've definitely I've focused a lot on just maintaining my weight, like staying strong, focusing a lot more on injury prevention towards the last of last year. I kind of got a little banged up. I think that's just adjusting to college hockey. But overall, I've been this summer I just focused on keeping everything maintained, just trying to build off last year. Is really nothing really much I wanted to change besides just keep it maintained and keep getting better with just staying fresh and overall just like not getting any rust on me. So
there you go.
Going in the next year strong.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Aiden. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you up here again.
Oh,
Get you up here a bunch more. Thank you. That's Aiden Kennedy, everybody, and hopefully we'll get Ben up these stairs momentarily. See if he's down there. He is down there, so we're going to try to get him up here. Aiden Kennedy today, 2 assists in the 6-0 Eagle victory, but the number 1 star, see teammates, they hold the ladder for each other. As we await Ben Cunine.
Hold the rope, so they're holding the ladder. It is post-orange, we'll say.
Ish. Post-orange-ish for, there he is. Get this on you.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, I'm not sure you were aware. You might probably are now. It's the first shutout in program history.
Yeah, I am aware of that.
Okay,
so
we had to do a little work up here to ensure that was the case. We did do that. So let's talk about the game today. 27 saves overall. A couple of tough chances. There was one, I think, in the second period, early in the third. It kind of went off that E there. We were kind of joking. He got in front of. Talk about the overall game today.
I mean, I thought so. In my 4 years, I've been here. I thought that was one of the most complete games I've seen this group play. Everyone was connected on the ice. I mean, like you said, they limited a lot of grade A's just with good sticks, hustling back. And I'm just really proud of this group. We've really gelled since we got back here, and I think the sky's the limit for this team. I'm really excited to keep building off this.
21 block shots by your teammates today. Not a lot of high danger chances. At the same time, newer team in WestConn who comes out here. What do you guys collectively need to do between now and Friday when you're at Assumption for a conference game and then the home and home with Assumption? What do you guys need to do differently over the next 6 days? Yeah,
I think, keep working, dialing in our structure. I thought our power play looked pretty good today. We were moving it around. I thought the kill was great. That's a brand new program, but, they got some skill. They got some speed there, and I know they had a rough, tough game yesterday, that went into overtime. So, we know what Assumption is. They're going to bring, what they bring every time. They're a good team. And I think we just keep building off this, and I think we'll be a force to reckon with in this conference for sure.
We talked about this being a full-man effort today. About 45 seconds or so, you had to come off for an equipment issue, and Sam had to make a big save down here. So talk about that for a second.
I was just joking with him. I didn't see it. I was.
He technically gets part of the shutout.
I know. That's what I told him. I said, yeah, that's a shared one. But I came off and was doing my equipment, and I heard the boys go, yeah, Sammy. And I tried to look back. I was like, yeah. And then I think Can scored right after, too. And it was funny. I was trying to fix it. But, again, that just shows you, we got everyone in the lineup, everyone on this team, even the guys that weren't in today. We can make an impact.
So you had a great season last season, 938 save percentage, 10-8 overall. We thought you should have made all conference somewhere along the way. What do you do? The motivation is to what? Up the game another level? That's the off-season preparation, is to really say, you sort of didn't give it to me this year. I earned it. I'm going to get it this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's those individual accolades are definitely something, I want and I strive for. But my end goal is just, winning the championship here. That was my goal since I came in as a freshman. And those individual accolades are going to come. I mean, we saw it last year. We saw a bunch of us, getting player of the weeks and all that stuff, which is great. But us buying into a culture and winning these hard, tough hockey games, those accolades are going to come along. So I'm just going to keep, trying to be dialed in, focus on me, my mental mindset, and, keep playing one game at a time. Keep going.
What's the message Coach Richter gave you before this season? What's sort of that message he gave you?
He just told me, Benny, I know what you got. You know what you got. Just go out there, play loose, play fun.
Fair enough. And
Yeah.
that's what he did today, folks. 6-0 win, the first shutout in program history. Sam Edmonds also gets a little piece of that shutout, 45 seconds, and he did make a big save. And we talked about that at the time because comes in sort of ice cold, all of a sudden makes a big glove save.
Yeah.
And you guys go down and make it 3-0 shortly thereafter. So
Yeah.
big win today. Congratulations to Ben and Sam and the entire post team. 6-0 final. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney. We'll see you in a week from today as Assumption's here for Game 2 of the Home and Home. Thank you very much for joining us on the Post University Sports Network. Congrats, man.
Thanks, Jeff.
Good job.
Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's
Hopefully
everything?
you hear more.
Yeah, for sure. How's everything?
Good.
Good.
Good off-season?
Yeah, it was good. Got to go home. It was nice. Oh yeah. It was nice. Coach, always nice to